Kind of helps you carry out like what you worked through when you took it originally. It's fucking insane. I just recently started looking into this more and more. So it's fresh in my head, but it's been like blowing my mind, the things that they're doing with psilocybin and a few other hallucinogens to treat all kinds of different things.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how it could just like hard reset some of your brain connections in weird ways. It's pretty fascinating stuff.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Like, so let me tell you this story real quick before we get started. I have a buddy that lived on the other side of the hill from me, which so he lives in Montana instead of Idaho. But I'd go visit him once in a while, and he's living in this little college town. And he shows up, and he's kind of broke, and he's got a little bit of weed and a little bit of mushrooms that he wants to sell to get enough gas money to get to wherever the hell he's going. So I buy both off of him, and I'm stoked because I haven't had any mushrooms for a while. So I buy like an ounce of mushrooms, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm gonna eat like an eighth. And he looks me like dead in the eye. He's like, bro, no, don't do that, you know. And he was fucking right. Like, those mushrooms were the most potent mushrooms I have ever got my hands on. Like, I ate 2 caps and 2 stems, and I was fucking to the moon and back for fucking hours. And I ate a little bit too much. I got a little too gung-ho right when I first got the bag. But at that point, I was actually 3 weeks into quitting smoking cigarettes cold turkey. I was like on day like 21, 22, something like that. And I took so many of these mushrooms, and it made me so goddamn sick. I drank a couple of beers after I ingested them, and it made me sick, like hungover as fuck, like weak to the knees, could barely like stand up, you know, like I like thoroughly had poisoned myself. And for 2 days I felt like shit. But for whatever reason, it was that point where I stopped having nicotine fits 100%. Like, it didn't matter if somebody was smoking next to me, or if like my girlfriend smelled like cigarettes or whatever. I 100% stopped having nicotine fits, and still to this day have not smoked a cigarette. I smoked cigarettes for 15 years, and I got to the point where I was smoking about a pack a day. And a mega dose of mushrooms stopped me from smoking cigarettes. Essentially, you know, it like sealed the deal in my brain somehow, because I was like nicotine fit in, like you know, cold turkey 3 weeks in. Like, I could smell a cigarette 6 blocks away. I swear. Like, you know, I had a weird superpower where I could count all the cigarettes in the room and tell you even what brand they were just by their smell. Like, I was like super fiending for cigarettes at that point in my life. And I don't know, a mega dose of shrooms just rewired me. Took, you know, it was probably a little too much, but I still, you know, it's been 6-7 years I haven't touched tobacco.
Yeah, Dan Cummins was actually talking about that when he just did an episode on drugs, like I think 2 weeks ago. And he goes through and he's talking about this study where they found that, I can't remember, I don't want to say which specific drug it was, but they took a hallucinogen and they were treating, I think it was heroin addicts with it. And they said that after 1 dose of this drug, they literally would go 6 months or more without any sort of craving, any sort of withdrawal. They were able to just like cold turkey quit a heavy narcotic. And it was just like flipping a switch from 1 dose. It was fucking insane. It's crazy the shit that we can do with hallucinogens, not using them recreationally, but like actually like using them to treat so many different ailments. It's not something I ever really thought of. And as it started, I didn't really know how much traction it was going to get. But now that we're, you know, several decades deep in research, it is insane.
So you're telling me the DARE program from elementary school is bullshit?
Yeah, dude,
All
the war on
bullshit.
drugs was bullshit. You should know that.
Oh yeah.
That was 100% like so many shady things happening behind the scenes. It was never about the drugs.
Oh, how else you get people to support the Vietnam War?
Yeah.
Everybody smile and wave at your brand new assigned NSA agent.
I know. Is my webcam on right now on my laptop? Hello.
Well, I've probably seen me or heard me do far worse. So
All right.
Yeah.
D&D
actually,
boys.
half of it's documented on fucking YouTube through all of our episodes. So
Exactly. There's a reason. But yeah, since we're all thusly gathered, a recap real quick. Last session began with the party stalking a lone cloaked gray, lantern in tow, through the mists of Shadowfell. After making a stop here or there, eventually being led to a settlement that seemingly breaks the thick fog. Raptor. Some recon from Logus, Renwick, and Archie reveals some of the Denzians and their living conditions, as well as a nearby cathedral, a chapel to the Dusk Mother, surrounded by a desecrated graveyard. The party reconvenes, and upon inspection of this chapel, the party meets Father Sweeney, gains some information through Gladier's prayers, and the church filled up with servants of the Lady of Penance also happen to be revenants. The party leaves as the blood star rises and the town comes to life, and they then set out to do a bit of information gathering, each of them finding a bit of useful information here and there. They shortly after find themselves on their way to a pub known as Stan's. Over some watered down ales, the party discusses their next plan of action, meets a few freshly amputated locals, and as the blood star begins to set, despite only being in the sky for a few hours, the party makes their way to Stan's personal quarters that he agreed to rent them. They have an odd encounter with some deformed chickens and begin to divvy up shifts as they prepare for a long rest in this run-down, dirty, and otherwise unkempt room. And that is where we are now. So, tell me how you guys kind of proceed. What I believe you guys were trying to divvy up whose shifts were who was taking what. So, let me know.
Renwick can take first shift and cover until Logus gets through his 4 hours.
Yeah, Glitter probably stay up too. Yeah. Bite the bullet and stay up with Renwick while Logus gets his little shut eye before he can, take the rest of the watch. The little elven eyes don't need a whole lot of sleep.
Are we hutting?
I think we did set up the hut, right?
You guys tell me.
I think so.
Yeah, my notes say that you set up the tiny hut.
Yeah.
I remember bringing the chicken in.
Yeah, we were setting up the tiny hut in our room, and then Logus tried to speak to the chicken and saw horrible visions, and then Gladier smited the chicken.
It was an evil chicken.
Rightfully so, my man.
And
That
yeah,
sounds
that's
good,
where we
man.
left off. So I think we're getting in the hut, and I guess there's an exploded chicken somewhere in the room.
I mean, it might be good eating. You never know.
I believe Gladier has already consumed
Oh
half
no,
the
yeah,
chicken.
I did. That's right. I did eat the smited chicken.
You're already eating it?
Did you cook it with your smite? Is
Yeah,
is that kind of
yeah.
like the holy water of poultry?
No,
holy
no,
fire?
it's like the holy air fryer. My radiant damage just air fried it into a nice cooked, crisp, rotisserie chicken.
Much like Chick-fil-A, that's God's chicken.
It is exactly. I am Chick-fil-A.
I figured since his breath was fire, he just brings it up close and breathes on it until he cooks a little bit.
Flame
yeah,
broiled.
I think
am
he pumped a
remembering now.
smite into an attack, which the radiant damage would probably been like kind of like a microwave at that point, just fried the chicken right there.
I mean, it's a chicken. It's got like 1 HP.
You nuke the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the smell's got to be strong, like nice fried chicken inside this hut.
He
Yeah,
said, I
that's not
believe, that he consumed half the chicken and then left the other half for whomever. So there's technically half of a radiant, damaged, cooked chicken for anybody who wants to call dibs.
Also, the chicken's brother was eating some of it too.
Yeah, wasn't there a chicken brother that was cannibalizing his brother?
Yeah, I believe you guys fed him a leg.
Yeah.
Were the chickens named Churches and Popeyes?
I think one of them
Lo-
might have been Bojangles.
Logus, did you ask them their names?
Oh, for jingles.
I did not. One showed me the atrocities of the world. The other one was just happy to be here.
All right. So we're in the tiny hut. We got half a rotisserie chicken. I'm good to stay awake with Renwick if everyone else wants to take a watch. Or not take a watch, to take a long rest.
And as Gladiator and I go to take that first watch, can I set up a tripwire by the door just to like make noise essentially if anybody tries to open the door?
Yeah, you have this in the ability to do so in your inventory somewhere, I imagine.
Yeah, I believe I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure I have string, and I think I bought a bell a while back. But like worst case scenario, I would rig up like a dagger that's hanging off the string or something that would like bounce and make like a knocking noise. I'm scrolling through my inventory now, but
I also have a pair of manacles if we can hang it to a string to like rattle like the chains, or what are investments? Does there happen to be a bell invest? Nope, that's not what investments are.
investments are holy clothing, bud.
Yes. I never actually looked into that, and I was like, yeah, it's
Oh,
some
here we
weird.
go.
Yeah.
I will pop a bottle of top shelf wine as a nightcap for everybody, and then I'll take the empty bottle and use that as the makeshift bell.
I
Um,
also
I have ball bearings if you need that.
I have
No,
a
I more or less just need like a sound alarm if the door opens. I don't need to home alone this yet.
Well,
Like
drop
we're gonna be
the ball
awake.
bearings. Drop a couple of the ball bearings into the bottle, so make a louder noise.
Oh, okay, that works.
guys,
Yeah.
I have a bell.
Oh,
Okay.
it also has a bell.
Blade's got a bell.
We can put ball bearings in front of the door with a trail of oil out the window.
I imagine the three of us all huddled together, like just dropping shit out of our bags, like how are we gonna make this alarm? And then Blade's just like in the corner holding up the bell, just shrugging.
Like, oh my god. I yes, I have that rose gold chain with 6 acorn bells on it. So I have 6 of them if we want.
Sick, yeah. Let's just use a bell and we'll set up a little alarm for the door, and then everybody goes to sleep, and Gladiator and I take first watch.
I can also add a little deterrent by placing a card of illusions, because it doesn't go away until it's dispelled. So somebody coming up might think there's a guard at the door.
What if you get like a dragon?
It just looks like a dragon.
Just
Well,
looks like a giant dragon in the middle of a
then maybe
tiny
we'll
hallway.
dismiss it and try again.
Okay. I mean that's not a bad idea though, because you might get
All right.
something small.
Renwick, give me a number.
Between what?
1 and I think I've used 2, so 32.
1 and 32. Let's go 17.
I was literally just thinking that number too.
We
Card
spend
number
too much
7
time together.
Card number 17 is the 2 of spades, which is the English word jack off. Would you like to learn how to say jack off in another language?
Yes.
Absolutely.
In German, it's Weichen. In French, it's Sebrenle. Swedish is Ranka. And it claims that Spanish and Spain Spanish is Pajirse. but it's a goblin.
Like Locust's new character trope with his fun facts.
I do too.
Who says you can't learn from D&D?
All right, funny. So a goblin does it just does that come with audio or is it just the visual?
No, it's just visual goblin. Which, if you can allow me a little flavor, I would want him kind of sitting there, picking at his teeth with like a piece of bone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now, if anybody comes out, they deal with the goblin first. Maybe they'll say something or cast a spell and try and get rid of it, which will alert us before the bell.
So you're gonna leave him on the other side of the closed door? Is that the plan, or just alert in the room?
Nope, other side of the closed door.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
And the locust is going to go pass the hell out.
All right. So as you guys kind of get comfortable and bed down for the evening, Renwick and Gladier, go ahead and give me some perception checks as you guys kind of hang out. What do you imagine you guys do? What does your watch look like? I mean, you're in a fairly decent sized room, but there looks to be 2 windows, but the shutters are closed and look to be nailed shut. It looks like the windows have been boarded up for some time, so there's not a lot to look at aside from, I guess, your sleeping party and one another.
I imagine Renwick's probably playing around with like his packed weapon's pretty new. So maybe he's like picking stuff up and then like summoning the sword and stabbing it out of the air and just kind of like getting a feel for it, but in like a kid that's got a new toy kind of way. Just kind of keeping himself entertained.
Yeah, I think Glader's probably just maybe he hasn't taken his blunderbuss out in a while, so he's probably cleaning and just general maintenance on that as he watches his in-flight entertainment of Renwick playing with his packed weapon.
It's a little awkward when you polish your barrel while you're staring at me like that.
Yeah, I don't see you complaining.
Well, no, I literally just did.
Well, this is awkward then.
It was awkward before.
Well, I'm just gonna keep on polishing. You just keep on playing with your sword.
All right, yeah, that's fair. I got a 16 on that perception.
Not the worst perception roll I've ever rolled. 13.
Yeah, so with that, you guys, you are confident. You guys, the boarded up windows still, leave a bit of room for you to at least try to peek outside. You can see that the Blood Star is officially set, and with the Blood Star setting, once again, it's you kind of hear the hustle and bustle of the city around you. You can hear patrons coming and going down in Stan's bar, and it just sounds like the typical sounds of a city come to life. You swear you can hear somebody holler outside, ho there, and maybe even the clip clop of hooves and the rattling of a cart. But not the greatest visuals from inside this, peeking through the cracks of these boarded up windows. But for the most part, your watch is uneventful.
All right, I think after the given amount of time, we'd probably shake Logus awake if he didn't wake up on his own.
Logus just after his 4 hours are done, would just kind of leave his meditation state like on his own, um, and relieve them of their duties.
Okay, yeah. So as Gladier and Renwick settle down to get some rest, you've got probably 3-4 hours at the very least to yourself here, Logos, and for the most part, there's not a whole lot to look at aside from your sleeping party and this one very kind of deformed chicken kind of staring you down.
I would attempt to. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals, and ask this chicken its name.
He ponders at you. Never been gave a name.
Does uh does anything speak to you? Would you like to name yourself?
Names are for why again? I don't know that I need one.
Well, what if I come across you again and I would like to address you, or see if you're the same chicken?
You mean you would get me mixed up with another chicken?
Well, I mean, don't want to seem rude, but I mean, chickens do kind of look the same, despite, maybe one being a brown chicken or a white chicken or a rooster or something.
He looks down and at the fact that he has 3 separate legs. Just kind of stares back at you.
Well, now that you mention it, I do realize that you have one extra leg than a normal chicken. So, okay, what the hell are you? What's your story? Why are you different? Is it just because of where we are that chickens have 3 legs, or are you unique in that aspect?
Far as I know, I'm the only 3-legged chicken. We're here because Sam cares for us.
Sam.
Stan.
Okay. Stan?
Stan. Yeah, he cares for us.
Okay, that we can go
He
down
eats
that
eggs.
path.
He likes eggs. He smells like eggs.
Okay, who's Stan?
You're in Stan's nest. This is his place.
So he's the owner of the bar? Is he a chicken like you, or is he one of the Greys?
No, he's a man like you.
Like an elf, or something else? Does he have pointy ears like me?
No.
Interesting. So Stan had 2 of y'all to produce eggs for him. Is there more, or just you? Well, now, just the one of you.
No. We were just, Stan kept us up here and fed us and produced eggs, and he'd take down to his little place downstairs.
Interesting. Do you think Stan will be upset that we killed his other chicken?
He kind of just shrugs.
All right, so just what do you want to talk about? And then Logus will just kind of talk to the chicken for his watch.
Okay, give me a perception check, Logus, as you chat up this chicken about some of the local cuisine in Shadowfell.
Oh, 17 total perception.
With that, your shift seems to go pretty normal. There's nothing out of the norm. Aside from, it sounds like a handful of patrons have made their way to the bar downstairs because it's a bit more noisy than before. You imagine, whereas before there was only 3 or 4 patrons, there's got to be at least a dozen people down there. You hear people walking around and the occasional sliding of chairs and several hushed or lulled kind of conversations coming from downstairs. The occasional clink of glasses and things. So business, it seems to be going off as normal, I suppose.
Yeah, when the time's up, I'll start waking everybody up. Ask the other chicken if he would like to help, and kind of like ask him to go peck someone in the forehead. I won't send the chicken to Locris. I'll send him to one of the nicer ones, maybe Gladier.
Gladier killed his brother, so he'll go peck Gladier awake. But yeah, all of you guys kind of slowly arise to once again, darkness in Shadowfell seems to be the norm. But yeah, tell me how you proceed.
So good morning, everyone. First of all, so I was talking to the chicken here. He doesn't have a name, but we do. I think we owe Stan a chicken. He's the owner of the bar. He uses the chickens for eggs. Gladier, you did kind of kill one of his chickens. So I think at some point, maybe, not right now. It's probably not a pressing matter, but probably should replace his chicken.
You probably just pay him, right? Just give him some gold, silver, probably even copper. I mean, it's a chicken. No offense, chicken.
Well, I'd be curious as to exactly how the farmsteads operate here. So it may be a very rare chicken.
Yeah, well, this chicken here just said that as far as he knows, he's the only three-legged chicken he's ever seen. So, I mean, it's pretty unique in that aspect.
Did you ask him how many two-legged chickens he's ever seen?
No, I did not. My friend, how many two-legged chickens have you seen? And I'll ask the chicken.
He ponders a bit, and let me roll a die. Comes out to 3 chickens. Seeing himself, his brother, and his mother.
So he's seen 3 two-legged chickens and only 1 three-legged chicken.
All right. Well, if we can get through this alive, then I will bring Stan a dozen chickens. But I think our priority should be the mission at hand.
I did say it didn't need to be done, Gladier. Obviously, we have more pressing matters.
I was just the first thing you brought up, so I was just saying.
Well, I did spend most of the night talking to this chicken, and you did murder his brother. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, he tasted very good, so it was worth it to me. Anyways.
The chicken agrees with you.
Yeah, he ate some too, so it's all fine. All right, so what is our plan? Because I'm assuming we want to get to the Black Tower, but to get through the mist, we need some sort of permission from the Duke, Bragus and Mela, who we know do not like us very much at all, because we tried to kill them.
Once the Blood Sun came up, or Blood Star, whatever the hell they call it, right before it cracked, we were going to start making our way to the manor house, try and get there before dusk.
Gotcha.
And hell, bring the chicken. Maybe they'll like it.
Hey, I pulled Locris to the side. Locris, Locus has already lost a couple of pets along the way. I don't think we should, test fate. He might get really sad again.
And as you look back, Logus is still like talking to the chicken and holding him.
I think we should leave the chicken here.
I meant the one you already killed, you barbarian.
Oh, then yeah, of course. Extra rations and whatnot. Yeah, no, I'm on board then. Never mind. He
I mean,
turns back to the group.
I'd kill this one too, but it wasn't on my immediate to-do list.
All right. So, speaking of to-do list, so we're just heading off to the tower. Do we want to leave Baracus and Natha behind us?
No, we're going to the manor.
Or we're going? Oh,
They
we're going
have
to
the
the manor.
way to get us through the mist.
Gotcha. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying. Okay, yeah. Go to the manor, take care of Baracus and Nayla, get us through the mist to the Black Tower, take care of Amorphous.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, well then, does anyone have anything they think we should do before we go? Anyone have any shopping they want to do? I'm not quite sure what the marketplace looks like here.
I would say you'd be lucky for for a sword that's only half rusted. So I think our shopping expeditions should be put on hold.
I would agree. It doesn't seem quite like the place.
Unless we like come across a donkey or something. I mean, perhaps we could take a look.
No, in our luck, it'll be a donkey that'll eat you.
Oh,
All right, so no shopping unless we see a donkey, and then we can stop.
it's all I ask.
All right. So, that's. I mean, I'm ready to go if everyone else is. We head off towards this manor.
And as we leave the room, Locust will leave the door slightly open in case the chicken wants to leave.
Okay, duly noted.
And we got our full rest, right? No weird
Yeah.
Shadowfell nonsense.
Oh wait, roll a constitution. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're good.
All right.
So as you guys kind of make your way downstairs, Stan's kind of once kind of really dreary and empty bar seems like filled out. There is a handful of farmers. There seems to be a handful of various sentient undead skeletons and zombie type looking individuals. None of them pay you too much mind, as you guys kind of enter the scene. It is packed for whatever reason, and looks like Stan can't quite keep up. He's passing out beers as fast as he can, but a lot of people seem to just kind of be walking behind the bar and helping themselves, and pitching a coin or two into this little like a mesh basket set at the end of the bar. So they, it's just kind of almost nonchalant, they do this all the time type of a situation. But yeah, the house is packed as you guys go to make your way out of this tavern.
Do you guys want to ask why I got so popular, or do we not care?
Yeah, I think we might have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Let's go.
As you guys kind of step out into the street and the normal kind of gloom, it looks like the mist has, once the star has set, the mist kind of encircles the town a little closer, encompasses it a little tighter. And once again, you're kind of in this little gloomy, kind of dark, ash-covered area. And as you kind of walk up the road, people coming and going, you hear what you guys at this point are kind of used to, a sound you guys could definitely easily identify, and that is the sound of combat. You hear the clang of steel and the shouting of warriors coming from a nearby section of the city, though not necessarily one you would have to enter if you wanted to just make straight for the mayoral manor. So you tell me. Do you stop for this to investigate this noise, or do you press on?
Renwick, why don't you and Logos go see what the noise is? And if it's nothing, we move on. If it seems like something we need to get involved with, we do that.
Fair enough. Until he'll elbow you and take off stealthily, sprinting toward the noise, I guess.
Okay. Give me some stealth checks as you guys make your way towards the sound of combat.
I'll pass without a trace.
Okay, for sure.
Ooh. Let's see here. Just want to confirm, because I know it's not. Alright, yeah, sweet. Plus 10, right?
I believe so, yes.
Sweet. Nat 1, but halfling luck for 39.
Logus got a 36.
God damn. You make good use of the halfling's luck feat, which means, I don't know if that means you're lucky or not, because you roll a lot of ones, but.
No,
Man.
I roll so many ones. Dude, I got so burned when I had that episode way back in Loot Drop with Cryo, when all of my rolls were like sub 10 for an entire night, and the one roll that I think I rolled super high on was the one time I needed to like fail a save to snap out of something. It was the worst, and so I was like, fuck it, I'm going halfling to cover my ass. And I have rolled at least, I think, 2 nat ones every week, I feel like. It definitely paid off to be a halfling.
Nice. Well, you guys once again become one with the shadows. Not only your guys' own skill, but this Logos' spell aiding you guys. As you guys kind of make your way through a few homes and get a good peek at what's going on, give me some perception checks. I'll give you the basics no matter what, but let's see how well you roll.
I shit you not, another nat 1, but with halfling luck. 24.
Well, I rolled a fucking nat 1 with no halfling luck.
Oh, brutal.
Oh, what are the odds?
A bit of ash kind of gets in your eye somehow, just floating around, kind of, stings. Can't quite see. Renwick, on the other hand, you see, looks like a couple of factions going at it. There are these gray-skinned humanoids that have like rows of sharp teeth. And they move relatively swiftly and in packs, and they seem to be doing battle with vampires. You see these gaunt bloodsuckers, creatures you've at least encountered once in the past, but these guys are like wearing black leather, and they're are wielding short swords, and there seems to be about 20 or so ghouls attacking about 8 vampires. And the ghouls have them surrounded, and they're taking shots, they're making diving tackles. The vampires are kind of back to back, surrounded, but they're holding their own. For every couple of times they slash out, a ghoul's arm or limb or leg or head goes flying. Like, they're holding their own, but it still seems to be anybody's game at this point. But this massive like 20-on-8 brawl is going down right in the middle of the street. People are fleeing. You see shutters being drawn. You hear doors being slammed and locked. Like a few various like muffled screams, and these guys are going at it. And you hear them cursing at one another. The ghouls, you fucking skeeters on our turf, huh? You think that's gonna fly? The vampires are kind of retorting with, "This is our town. You meat-eating piece. You're gonna get with the Duke. This is about to be a bigger problem than you can handle." And they're just fucking duking it out. This fucking nonstop, blood and carnage.
A real sharks and jets thing going here, don't they, buddy?
What do you reckon we do?
I reckon we let them kill themselves. Let's just get back to the party. This isn't our fight. And quite frankly, the more that they fight, the less will be around when the time comes for us to step in. But it's good to know that the ghouls are fighting the vampires too. We're not the only ones down here that are necessarily against Amorphous and his thralls.
I've been thinking, do you think if we, say, were to take out Amorphous, that the Greys would turn back?
I don't know, but I'd like to think so. And if not, if we can take down Amorphous, we'll at least make it safe enough that Tilanara could come down here with a squad and start turning people if it came to it. So either way, he's got to die. Best case scenario, the Greys turn themselves back and the thralls go away. But best make haste, and he'll turn back and kind of gesture toward getting back to the party. Inform them of what we saw.
Okay, yeah. As the party kind of reconvenes, you feed them some intel.
We have ghouls fighting vampires. Sounds kinky.
So as you guys kind of reconvene and press on, you make your way down the road away from the sounds of battle. And immediately you guys hear a sweet melody on the wind. It starts so faint, it's almost like a whisper, but as you guys continue to travel, you get pretty close to what is known as the Red Curtain. A very elaborate kind of like vampire bar. It is like looks like to be made of black wood. It stands 3 stories tall and has like spires on like maybe a potential 4th level. Many windows and of the various stonework that's inlaid in this building. You notice one thing right away, that this building is probably the nicest building you've seen in the whole city. It's got this whole mossy, overgrown kind of dark black wood and stone kind of aesthetic. So it's really not in that great a shape, but it's whole. The windows aren't boarded up; they're actually made of glass proper, and a dim red light kind of glows from within. And as you guys kind of pass by this bar, everybody give me some charisma saving throws. This will be versus charm for those of you that get advantage or are flat out immune.
Also, anyone within 10 feet of me gets, which I'm assuming if we're all walking together, we're probably within 10 feet. You get a +3.
Did you say wisdom?
Charisma.
Charisma. Oh, thank God.
29 for Lucas.
It's a 14 for Renwick.
We have a +3.
+3 for me, but aren't you half elf? You should be immune to charm effects.
I think it's advantage, not immunity.
Oh, advantage. No, you're right.
Yes,
We're
I have
immune
advantage.
if it's trying to put us to sleep. Is it trying to put us to sleep?
Not quite now.
But yes, you get a +3 from me.
34 then.
Damn.
Nice.
Not too good for Logus. With the +3 that comes out with advantage to a 16.
I got a dirty 20.
you guys all hear this kind of eerie music playing, and you hear the idle chatter of various patrons, and as you guys kind of walk by, you feel like a lull, like you're curious, as to how it works. As you look on this big red sign right out front, says the Red Curtain, and underneath that, in glowing lights somehow magically manifest on the sign, it says mortals drink free. And as you guys kind of pass by, you feel this allure. You easily shake it off, except for Renwick, without giving your party too much notice or even a second thought. Your first thought is, I really want to go in there. And that's what you do. You just begin walking off head into this bar.
Fun stuff. I mean, yeah. If I'm compulsively walking in, and am I effectively charmed?
Correct.
All right. Well, Sean, take the wheel.
So, Renwick, you walk in and you take a peek.
Well,
And
do we see him starting to walk away?
Yeah, I would imagine. You guys weren't traveling stealthy down the road or anything.
Well, if we see him walking away, I just look at him. Where the hell are you going?
Well, there's just something about this place that, well, I don't know, but it's calling to me. I feel like it's where I want to be right now, And he just starts walking toward it.
There's something strange going on here.
I'll cast Dispel Magic on him.
I'll slap him.
Smite him like you did that chicken.
I believe, can you hit me with the language of Dispel Magic? I believe that might do the trick.
If it's a third, well, actually for me now, it's a fourth level or lower spell, it's automatically dispelled. Otherwise, I have to roll for it.
This sensation, almost overwhelming sensation of Renwick wanting to leave the party and step into the bar just kind of washes over you, and once again, your mind is your own.
Imagine he kind of shakes it off a little bit, just like looks at you, looks at the red curtain, looks back at you, looks back at the red curtain. He's like, "Did I? Oh fuck! There's not even any fucking water around. Where did they find a siren?"
You almost went and became a stout.
Well, I'm lucky to have you. That was well, quite frankly, that could have gone bad. And
Yeah.
he's just gonna like try to play it cool as he hurries away from there.
Excellent. As you guys make your way past the red curtain and going in the direction of the manor, go ahead and give me some perception checks. I'll give you the basics no matter what. Let's see who can roll what.
$17.
16.
14.
27.
Fucking great. Nice, Gladier. Dirty 20. Twice. Very nice.
Breeze looking out.
So, the fog, as you guys kind of move in this direction, the fog seems to kind of billow unnaturally around the manor, you notice. As you get closer, you see that these large, almost like cliffside walls, very rough and jagged, kind of jut upward, and atop these cliffside walls are looks to be walls of stone, and beyond them you can't really see when you get close to the manor, but as from a distance you can see that behind them there is this large manor kind of looming. It has, it's probably a dozen stories with, a bunch of various windows and things. It's almost like a tower in and of itself. And as you get closer to this building, it seems to fluctuate. Renwick, or not Renwick, but Gladier and Logos, you guys see the building change shape before your very eyes, where the others don't really notice it. Sometimes it's like a casual, beautiful two-story southern home. Other times it's like this tall, leering, 12-story, almost like tower. And then once again, it'll change to be like a farmyard. It looks like with a bunch of various, maybe rooms and like a wraparound balcony. But one thing that is consistent that you see is that the manor just keeps changing shapes. It seems to be, accommodating maybe anybody who looks at it, or just for whatever reason shifting into many different buildings. It does not stay consistent. And as you got with Logos, with your up there in the 27, one thing you notice, there is the roadway leads straight up to a way up this cliffside and away through this gate, or this wall, this stone wall. This road leads straight to a wrought iron gate. It looks like some sort of entry, like if you were to bring a cart or something, that's the path you would take. But the gate itself is roughly 12 feet in height. And on either side of this gate, on a stone pillar that is supporting it, sits some of these crows, and you would kind of recognize these crows from your experiences with the animals last session. You know that these crows are acting as sentinels for the vampires, and there's a pair of them just sitting perched above this gate. But as far as you guys can tell, no guards.
So Logus, like as we're like kind of moving up towards it, he kind of stopped everyone, and so they have those sentry crows on the top of the gate. I imagine if we keep moving forward, they'll be alerted. Should we? What do y'all think? What should we do? I could definitely hit it from here if you want me to shoot at one, or both.
I don't think killing the sentinels is necessarily the best idea. For one, it's bad luck to kill crows. But two, I mean, if he's using them as his eyes, he's going to notice when you poke one out. Best not to agitate.
I don't know that we're getting into this manor without being spotted in the first place.
Yeah, we're not sneaking in. That's
knock on
certainly
the
not the
door?
case here. So it's best not to poke the bear. I know that you wanna kill stuff. You've made that readily apparent, but now's not the time. It will come soon. Our luck's been too good, and somebody's gonna push us too far. But you gotta hold out just a little longer, buddy.
I mean,
I don't think poking the bear necessarily matters in this situation. We've already tussled with these people. I mean, I'd imagine that they're looking to kill us on sight regardless.
Well, perhaps diplomacy might actually help us out. We've come a long way from the last interaction we had with them.
I mean, we could
I
just
don't-
knock on the front door.
There's also really nothing we're going to be able to offer them that they want besides, devotion.
Endless slumber.
Yeah, but we've been in a thorn in their sides for a good deal of time now. I really don't see the point in knocking on the door when we should be kicking it down.
Oh, that's the thing. You don't know what you're kicking the door down into. And something tells me that having a conversation first might behoove us. I mean, we don't even have information to get where we need to go. And, I mean, quite frankly, I mean, if we're... It's like when you're following a river, you look for the source. So, these would be the river to Amorphous.
Well, shouldn't we attempt to try to scout this house out then before walking in there? I mean, logic still stands that we don't know what we're walking into, and these people do not like us.
Yeah, send Tony and Archie.
I think Tony's with us. I think I would have left her up. Dang, I haven't mentioned her. Or did I say? Is Tony with me?
Nah, you left Tony before you guys traveled to the Underdark.
Don't you have, your dog?
Same. Tony, the dog, all of the lot of them.
Actually, I'm pretty
Gibraltar.
sure we put all of the mech animals in the portable hole. I know we put
Oh.
Gibraltar in there.
Yeah, Gigabraltar's in there.
Or sorry, Gigabraltar. Gibraltar is
Damn right.
safely not in Shadowfell. But Gigabraltar is in the portable hole, and I think we said we put the dog in there too.
Maybe I don't recall, but we definitely could have.
Loggers would never treat his animals with such disrespect, putting them in a hole like that. I don't remember saying, but I usually, when we're entering a dangerous place, usually find them a safe place to leave them.
Yeah, he's probably with Gibraltar.
Yeah, I'd imagine you probably have the hawk stabled with Gibraltar, but what would you have done with your clockwork dog?
Probably would have left him with Tony, knowing Logos, knowing myself. I don't think I
Fair
would have
enough.
left him in the hole.
So why don't we send Archie and Gigabraltar to scout the area? Gigabraltar will fit right in.
Hey, one of y'all's laundry's done.
Like,
Thanks,
what's
guys.
going on?
Wednesday's laundry night.
So you think a mechanized donkey is gonna just fit right
What?
in here?
Yeah, he hit it on the nose. I don't know how discreet a mechanical donkey is going to be prowling around the house.
I'm even worried about Archie. I mean, flying around a huge city is one thing. There's a lot of area to cover. The crows can miss it, but flying around this one concentrated area where there's all these crows, I mean, I don't think they're gonna miss a single owl flying around. I mean, I think we either gotta just walk up and say hello or barge in and say hello. I think those are personally, I
Well,
think those are two options.
Sean,
Like
how
if
long would it
we're
have been for us to get to this house? Because Pass Without a Trace lasts for an hour.
I'd say you're probably right on the cusp of it being there. You probably have a few minutes left, but that's about it.
Well, Renwick, we still have Pass Without a Trace. I mean, we could maybe try to get closer. Or, I mean, Blade, can't you change how Archie looks to maybe a bat or a crow, maybe something more local to the Underdark?
I certainly can, but it does take a little bit of time.
The other thing we have to remember is we're walking into a house, and we're not really going to be able to see much. It's not like we're going to be able to look through the windows or anything and get a good look at what's going on. So whatever we're walking into, I think we're just going to have to go into and just keep our eyes peeled as we move forward and be prepared. I don't think we're going to be able to scout something like this.
I mean, Logos, could you shapeshift into some sort of animal?
Well, I can. Unfortunately, I cannot fly yet. Not a flying animal, but
Oh,
You can skitter in and take a quick peek, and
I could turn into a crow and just hop over there.
Would you be able to become a three-legged chicken?
Well, those are pretty rare. I think they'd be interested in that. That's what the chicken said. I mean, I could turn into like a spider or something.
I'm also a
I
little
think
bit more
that's
prepared to deal with the unholy than I was last time we met these people. So that also is a little part to play.
yeah. I think we're just going to have to go to the door and open up unless somebody has a way to get through a wall or something like that. Even a find familiar. I mean, you'd have to start a fire to conjure it, to change RG's form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll give us away. I think Renwick's right. We pretty much just have to go up to the front door and knock and say, "Hello, we would like to come with peace offerings."
We come with chicken.
So, everybody down?
I'm fine with just knocking on the door.
I guess I never get to kill anything anyways. We'll just knock on the fucking door then.
Well, knock on the door and you'll get to kill something. Either they'll say hello or they'll start swinging.
Okay, so how do you guys proceed?
Do you guys want me to knock? I'll go first.
I don't mind being up front. I, quite frankly, have a bit of a score to settle with Amorphous, so I want them to see my face.
All right, then I'll be right behind you.
Yeah. I'm also more than happy to talk to the chap as well.
I'm definitely not very silver-tongued, so perhaps it's best that you do some of the talking. Actually, probably most of it, if I'm being honest.
All right, so we'll get the two pretty people up front and us scary fuckers in the back.
Let it be
I'm
known
going up front.
that you just called me pretty. I'm going to write that down in my diary tonight.
Put that in the notes.
It's canon. Blader thinks Renwick and Blade are pretty.
Well, I mean, I already.
Blushes.
All right, so
Okay, so as you guys approach Blade and Renwick, immediately as you guys kind of get to this wrought iron gate, a loud caw from a nearby crow as it kind of dive bombs your general vicinity. And just before hitting the ground, a woof of smoke and a young, apparently human-looking man, clearly a vampire, wearing this black leather with the insignia on his chest. AP. Let me type that in. Just an A and a P. Boosh. AP, assuming for amorphous perch. But as this guy just kind of manifests from smoke, he said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! We don't just let people waltz up in here. You got some kind of business or an appointment or something? Duke and Duchess, they're busy folks. Trust me, you don't want to get on their bad side. So, what can we do for you?"
I am we're so sorry to kind of approach you like this. We're actually we were given directions to come here from this place called the Red Curtain. I guess we're supposed to head this way.
He kind of cocks an eyebrow at you. Go ahead and give me a deception check, Blade.
Deception. Okay. Here we go.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, 13.
With a 13, he kind of cocks an eyebrow. He's like, "Look, I know might be strange, but they're really actually quite busy. So I mean, if you're just looking for somebody to turn you, why don't you just go back to the Red Curtain? Unless you got some specific kind of business, I mean, you're not on the list. I'm literally under strict orders to keep all unnecessaries out. You know, there's some wiliness afoot. A couple of bit of gang war action happening this evening. Security is going to be real tight for a little bit, so I can't say it any nicer than that, kid." He kind of gestures to go down the road.
I no, I appreciate it, and I am sorry to bug you, but um, maybe we can be of some help. We noticed that there were some ghouls attacking this village, and if perhaps we could be of service.
Well, that might be something worth talking about. What kind of services do you think you offer?
I mean, if you look at us, we're really the jack of all trades here. We can pretty much do whatever you like. Um, Easily killing things, of course. Undead, we're not unfamiliar with.
Well, who isn't in these parts? You know what I mean? How serious do you think you are? That might net you a meeting with the Duke or the Duchess here, but I'm gonna need to see some proof. Lots of people could talk. Go bring me about a dozen heads. Bring me a dozen ghoul heads. I'll let you walk right in.
Oh, geez, Locris, he doesn't think we're serious.
Hey, shit stain. And I will reach into my bag of holding and I'm going to pull out a bottle of blood wine with the name Brandy on it. I'm going to say, Brockus ordered this from the surface world when he was in Borsland. If I don't get this to him, we're dead. And I'm going to take you out on my way. So let us in so we can make our delivery so I can get the hell up out of here. This place creeps me out.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a deception check. Very nice.
$21.
He kind of looks at you. He takes the bottle and inspects it. Oh, shit. Good stuff, even. All right.
Yeah, so you can see how my ass is on the line.
Yeah. You might be turned for this kind of efficiency. I've seen vampires been able to acquire less. Okay, you can go. All these other fuckers, they stay.
Yes, I'm going to walk alone into a vampire den. That sounds like a smart idea.
Why, whatever could you mean? He smiles.
Tell you what, and I'll reach in and I'll pull out a second bottle. I'm like, you just let us by, and this bottle happened to fall out of my bag. It's not the important one anyway.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
A dirty 20.
As he takes the wine, he's like, "Oh, all right. Well, finally, somebody shows a little gratitude around here. I need to find me something along the lines of your kind of living kin. Maybe you're better than just cattle. I don't know. I guess to be determined. All right. You and the elf." He points to Logos. Says, "You too, but that's it. You don't need a squad. You guys look pretty heavily armed, even for mortals." He kind of gestures to a lot of you.
Oh, is the big bad vampire scared of 5 mortals?
I just don't know how much indigestion they could take all at once. He smiles a
Look,
toothy grin.
and I'll grab the mace off my belt and I'll hand it to him. There, I'm going in unarmed.
He says, "Well, I mean, it's your funeral." And he takes the mace and kind of clips it to his belt.
So that should at least let me have in the halfling as well.
Let me make a roll here. No, not the halfling. The halfling, the dragonborn. I mean, this whole thing is kind of suspicious. Why do you want to get your whole crew in here? What's going on? And as like mid sentence, as he's talking to you, his eyes warg out gray, and he just kind of seizes up for a minute. And as he does so, a familiar voice kind of comes across it, and it says, seemingly to the soldier, "I see them. Let them in." And the gate behind this guard creaks open, and then the pupils return back to him, and as he shudders, "What the fuck? Oh, well, welcome to the manor." He gives you a low bow, and the gates creak open and reveal a staircase leading upward towards the manor.
Hey, bottle of wine and weapon back. You didn't let us in. You were told by your boss.
Oh man, that's some mortal shit for you right there. No
Hey, you're the
trust.
one out here bitching.
He throws both to the ground as he reverts to crow form and begins flies up to take his perch above the gate.
Bitch.
Can Glader pick up a rock off the ground, like just like a pebble off the ground, and throw it at that crow as he walks, like through the gate, like
Yeah.
through the fence? Just toss it at him.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a ranged attack roll.
There was one roll to roll good tonight. I want this to be it.
Do it.
That's a 16. What is my dex? That's a +1. That's a 17.
That hits a crow. Go ahead. And,
Yeah.
what is your strength modifier?
Oh, my strength oh man, my strength modifier is +4.
So you just whip this fucking pebble, and you thump this crow, and it has to it loses a couple of feathers and has to reorient itself. Definitely gives a loud squawk as it kind of looks back to you. Eyes a bit beady and red.
I flick it off and then keep walking. Follow the
As you
group in.
guys make your way towards this manor, you find yourself on the front grounds. As the ground kind of levels out, and you guys are no longer traveling upward, and similar to kind of what you had seen around the chapel, the chapel is surrounded by a large graveyard. It is in similar fashion here. It looks like the entire grounds is just a large graveyard. There's some mausoleums, there's headstones, various. Some are just crucifix kind of markings or crude markers for people who lay beneath. But one thing you guys notice is that the mist seems to seep off of these grounds, off of these mounds and these graves. it seems to be coming from this location. It rises slightly, almost like waist high, before it then dissipates outwards, and it seems to be, almost like feeding the mist that is the exterior of the city. But as you guys approach this house, just kind of continuously morphs. At one point, it's a castle. At another point, it's a tall tower. At another, it's a farmstead. At another, it's a cozy cottage. But as you guys step forward onto the grounds itself, a large two-story manor with long French windows just kind of stares back at you. All of the windows appear to be open, at least the shutters. Lots of these like 20-foot or so windows with looks like the curtains drawn behind them. There's not a lot of activity on the second or first floor from what you could tell, despite the shutters all being open. And this large kind of looming manor looks like, ironically, with the placement and number of windows, that it would get great sun if sun were a factor here in Shadowfell. But so as you guys kind of approach, all the curtains are drawn, and the manor itself has a pair of twin doors. They look to be shut, and there are also several, not only windows on the ground floor, but also like balconies on the second floor. Look like they're leading inward. So how do you guys kind of proceed once you get a good look at this manor?
Do we just make our way to a dining room?
So would you guys like me to knock on the front door? How hard do you want me to knock?
I'd imagine the door would just open.
Yeah, what kind of half-ass circus show are they running here?
How are you going to invite somebody in, but then make them knock when they get to the door?
I just want to kick the door open, if I'm being honest.
I kick it open.
All right, I'd go and try and kick the door open. He shuffles off
For
excitedly.
sure. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Oh, that's a 17 on the die. 21. I can do math. 21.
You just walk up and boot this door, and even though it's kind of a thicker double door, you definitely at least bend or rattle the lock, because one of the two doors just flies wide open. It slams and reveals a dark interior within.
Glader just turns around and looks at everyone with like a shit-eating grin on. One of his happiest moments. He likes kicking down doors.
Good job. That's what we pay you for.
He looked really cool, buddy. Good job.
Thanks, Gas.
Very heroic.
Oh, shucks. All right, now let's do this. And he like pulls out his sword, and he's gonna stand like in the open door, not go in yet, but like just in the door frame, and just wait for everyone to come up and join him.
Renwick's going to summon his packed weapon and walk up right next to you.
Logus is gonna roll into the door into bow shooting stance, like on one knee. He's just scanning the perimeter.
Okay, now that's better.
I will tune my lute.
Okay, as you guys kind of peer around and look inward, the outer perimeter of the house seems pretty quiet, despite the loud booting in of the door. But inside, there seems to be no lights on. It's very dark, but you see a carpet, a red carpet, kind of centered and you look into what seems to be like a long hall. There's a few bits and pieces of furniture here and there. They look elegant and well made, if not a bit dusty. It's like an end table and a couple of chairs that are nicely placed. But this entry hall looks to continue for quite a ways. It looks to be very long, in fact, far longer than you guys imagined that this manor is even capable of housing. You're looking down a long, dark hallway with a red carpet flush at the center, rolling down it, that you can't immediately see the end of.
So down the hall.
You just go down the hall, right?
Yeah, down the hall.
Renwick just shrugs and walks forward.
All right. As you guys kind of make your way down this hall, let me get like a marching order from you guys as you guys kind of begin walking in this long, dark hallway.
I'll take front with somebody.
I think in this instance, we should have the beefy boy up top.
I am beefy boy, and I will go up top.
Locris will take the rear.
Yeah, you will.
Logus will
Hate to
take
see you.
center middle so he can still help look out.
Hate to see you go. Love to watch you leave.
Yeah, I guess I'll be second to last, I guess.
Okay, so you guys kind of creep forward, and as you guys make your way down this hall, you notice a few plush paintings on the wall, a few bits of furniture here and there, like just small end tables and chairs. And as you kind of press forward, there you pass by a couch and a bigger silver framed picture of some person you're not entirely sure. And as you kind of make your way down this hall, despite the damage done to the door, you do hear it slam sometime after you guys venture forth. And as you continue, the end of the hallway never seems to come. You walk 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. There are no doors on any walls. The hall doesn't seem to be ending. And when you look back, everything seems to be the same. You've ventured so far into this dark hallway that when you look back, you can't even really see the entrance that you came in anymore. And so, as you guys kind of venture forward and continue so, and continue so, and continue so, you guys tell me what your next move is. This hallway does not seem to have a destination.
Well, that's a little trippy.
I have to say, of all the places we've been, I fucking hate the Shadowfell already. Can't be just me, right? As
Yeah.
he's
No,
looking
this
around
place
at like
sucks.
this fucking shifting building.
When it started raining, our Dragonborn's friend here's blood. As of at the moment, I was kind of over this place.
Yeah, me too. Are there any doors like to the left or right of the hallway, or is it just?
Give me an investigation check.
Ooh, garbage. That's a do. 8.
You find a really nice end table next to a couple of like plush stools, and the end table has a little drawer, and it's partially open. And as you kind of like peek inside, it's a bit of booze. You find a small flask of what appears to be whiskey.
Can I open the flask and smell it? Does it smell like regular whiskey?
As you open the flask, give me a Constitution saving throw.
God fucking damn it. Okay, well that's much better. That's a 25.
You crack open this whiskey bottle, and a wispy like smoke seems to come out of it, and almost as if it was a tendril. It kind of whips at your face, but then eventually dissipates. The bottle itself is empty, and aside from a slight nose tickle, it didn't seem to have any effect on you.
Well, that's just a tease. I thought that was whiskey, and it appears to be some sort of wispy ghost shit. So he just tosses the empty flask over his shoulder.
You drink some ghost ectoplasm?
No, I tried to smell it to see if it was whiskey because it looked like whiskey, and then it turned into some weird ghost shit. All right, so what are we doing here in this hallway? I mean, they wanted us to come in. So do they just want us to wander down this hall for the end of time, or?
I don't know, but I wish they would tell us.
So this hall has like no doors or anything like that, but the walls seem solid.
It's the walls seem so. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. I'll give you the basics no matter what. But let's see.
So you know how the house was shaped, like changing shapes from outside? Do we feel that that's happening now that we're inside, or was that an outside illusion?
Give me an insight check.
It's a 12 investigation.
Renwick, as far as you can tell, it looks to be like someone with a bit of a taste and money has decorated this hallway. I mean, the carpet is really nice velvet material. There are wall hangings, various portraits with silver and gold borders. All of the furniture that you do see is very plush and high quality, even down to the wallpaper. But you do not see any doors.
I got a 17 insight.
As far as you can tell, the hallway has remained completely straight. You don't feel or hear or have any indication that would make you believe that things are shifting in and around you.
Should we maybe light a torch or something, since we're kind of playing into their hands being in the dark?
Yeah, I mean, what if it's just light? What if the dark? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll pull out. I was kind of thinking the same thing, something to bring light into it. I can pull out I have one of those ever burning torches.
Is there a light switch on the wall?
What is a light switch?
Is there candles or lanterns on the wall?
Give me an investigation check.
All right, +1 investigation. Let's go, baby. And it's a 5 for 6.
There appear to be chandeliers hanging from the very high ceiling.
Well, look, Gladier, I can light a torch and maybe light the chandeliers up there.
Oh yes, I'll just throw this burning torch up into the air and try and light that hanging
Well,
chandelier.
Logus will use the cantrip produce flame and just start walking up the walls with his cloak of arachnid and go up there to light the chandeliers.
Okay, yeah. As you go up to light some chandeliers, Logos, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Man, they're not chandeliers, are they? God damn it. It's a natural 20 for 32.
Very nice. As you make your way up to the top of this little area, you see from an aerial view that the hallway does in fact bend. Like it doesn't look like it goes straight. For whatever reason, when you're up at the top, you do see like shifting, almost like the hallway is like a spaghetti noodle for whatever reason, but only for this from this vantage point, comparable to like a mirage.
Oh yeah, from up here you can tell the hallway. The voice in the sky told me it's like a spaghetti noodle. If that makes sense. It seems to be shimmering.
With a nat 20 on your way up, you would know that for whatever reason, and in either direction, this is an illusion. You guys are not really in a hallway, and you're positive of it.
Now that come to think of it, fellas, I think we're being duped. With the outside, the way it was shifting, and now this hallway not exactly looking right.
Well,
I think we
mean,
may
I
be.
think we figured that much, but how do we break this illusion?
Usually, we'd have to find the person who's casting the illusion, or find a way to break it. And one thing about illusions is that, I mean, they aren't real, so we could just technically walk through it.
I wonder if it dispel magic would do anything.
I mean, that might help. I mean,
At least
maybe
show us a goddamn door.
yeah, might be hard to cast it on an entire hallway, or we don't know where the illusion is centered. Can you see where it starts to bend from up there? Like, if I keep walking forward, can you tell me when to like tell me to stop when it starts bend? I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that'll help us solve anything.
Oh yeah, I mean, from up here as we're looking down, it starts at a certain point. I mean,
I'll say when you light the chandelier, the illusion becomes visible for everyone. No matter how far down the hallway, whether it's 50 or 100 feet, it looks like it begins to bend and wobble. Like it is like almost as if it's only straight at the part that you guys are in for whatever reason.
So we just need light. So let's just keep walking down and lighting the chandeliers. And I've got my torch, and then we'll just maybe that'll kind of help us figure out which way to like where it cuts off or turns off. We just keep moving forward with our light source now.
We could try that. I'm also wondering how far ahead one person could get. If everybody else stood here and one person was walking, would they keep walking even though it's an illusion, or would they pretty much walk in place?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we might as well at least just try and go forward with the light and see. I mean, it's gonna. I'm assuming this just circles us back around or something with the illusion, and we might need the light source to see the clear path forward.
Well, then let's do it.
And so I guess I think later we'll keep slowly moving forward with his torch held out in front of him to see if that kind of kills the illusion like the chandelier did.
Okay, yeah. When you once it's kind of pointed out, and you do have an ample source of light, as you kind of go through this hallway, it does kind of change the texture. The red plush carpet is kind of holey and looks like it's been eaten on by moths. The fresh coats of paint and wallpaper are kind of cracked and chipped and peeling. As you guys kind of shed a bit of light on this situation, it reveals a little bit of like more of like a more warped version of the furniture and the carpet and the walls and things as you guys kind of venture forward. But after some time, call it half an hour, maybe a solid hour of walking down this hallway, you see off in the distance a light.
Guys, I think we might be coming up on our little friends here. You guys see that light down there?
Good, because I'm tired of walking.
Yeah, me too.
Let's walk towards the light. That's what I was always told.
As you guys make your way towards this light source, it is a chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Just
Something. Is it the same chandelier that we just fucking...
Yep.
God damn it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What? I mean, if this is an illusion, could we just try blowing a hole in the wall or something?
Wait, let me try something. If it's an illusion and we just don't believe it, maybe it's not real. And he's just gonna sprint and try to run through the wall.
He's lost it. He's lost it.
give me a dexterity saving throw.
All right, well, if I was gonna do something dumb, at least it's dexterity based. That is a 25.
With a 25, you manage to, in your dead sprint at the wall, last second you do a couple of sweet parkour moves, step, and backflip, but the wall is very much solid for sure.
Yep, nope, I'm out of ideas.
Chris is going to just start yelling. Hey, Baracus, it was real fun ruining everything you guys had going on Borsland. Now everybody's cured. You lost your sheep. And then we ruin everything up there in Brightwood, ending that slave trade. We've done fucked everything up in Hordenshire. We could get paid pretty damn well, too, to just piss you guys off. And it's really working out great.
Locris, go ahead and give me, we'll say a perception or investigation, your call.
A 19 investigation.
You notice as you're kind of making your way down this hallway, a bunch of picture frames hung on the walls of various individuals. Seems to be the same individuals. And as you think about it, as you look at it, it is constant pictures of Baracus and Nayla, sometimes together, sometimes individuals, and they're almost always wearing something different. One time it's a suit of armor, the next it's like a lavish gown. As you're kind of taking notice of these paintings, it is very clear that one or two of these paintings also takes notice of you. The eyes flick to your party and seem to be following your movements.
I will take a little bit of my disguise kit, little bit of the makeup, and rub it against where their eyes would be.
Okay, yeah, you for sure black out some eyes if you want. It's like some of these pictures are eye level, but others are like grand like masterpieces that are 10 feet or so in length. So they would be a little more difficult. But I mean, with a good mage hand, you can make it all happen. So you you black out a couple of eyes, put some smudges on some paintings.
Oh, and I'm drawing dicks, and I am just messing up all these portraits, making them look stupid.
Mustaches and dicks and just you're just going to town, messing up as many portraits as you can.
Yeah, the longer you keep us here, the more we're going to do this shit.
Yeah, I've really got to piss, and normally I would go outside or find a comfy corner, but unfortunately, it's just this lovely hall, so that's probably going to happen here shortly.
I'll mage hand a painting off the wall and put it in front of Renwick.
It's a picture of Nayla sitting in Tuscargo Bay, and just kind of looks like she's enjoying the view. You see a ship off in the distance. Could be the Dawn
No.
Treader.
Would you look at that? I can't hold it any longer. And he just unzips and unleashes.
Oh, looks like it's raining.
Just thoroughly damaging the canvas painting. It was an oil paint. It smears really bad.
Yep, so that's all Lucas is going to do is just keep destroying paintings as we walk.
Do we notice any difference in the illusion in the hallway? Is anything changing?
With the light source, like I said, it seems to like wither the material, the wood. It changes by a view of light into something less pleasant. But in the darkness, it's plush and whole. But aside from a rapid degeneration of the materials themselves, as far as you can tell, nothing.
Even with like the baiting and the party being a dick, we don't see any sort of change of anything else. Same as
Go
everything.
ahead and give me, we'll call it a perception or investigation check.
I also have an idea.
18 investigation.
With an 18, you're kind of snooping. Every once in a while you guys pass like an end table or something, and one end table has like a blank piece of parchment with a fancy like quill set on it. But as you bring the torch over, the feather kind of has lost its fluff. The ink has dried up, and the parchment is almost dust. But one thing you do seem to find, a golden letter opener seems to remain gold, even in the light. This random tool seems to be legitimately gold.
When he finds that, I'm going to set off a charge of the Wand of Secrets.
The Wand of Secrets points you in 100 directions.
Fair enough.
Somebody hand me a light. I'll take a torch and I'll hold it by the wall.
Actually,
And if it
hold on.
looks disheveled, Gladiator, bust this wall.
I'll do you one better. I'm gonna cast daylight on your base.
Yep.
Third level spell. So 60-foot radius, sphere of light spreads out from a point you choose within range. Sphere's bright light sheds dim light for additional 60 feet. I can choose a point on an object you are holding or one. Oh, no.
Isn't being worn or carried, but I could set my weapon down.
Yeah. So I would tell you to like put your weapon on the ground. I'll cast daylight on it. and then it will move with the object. So essentially, I want to turn his morning star into a tiny little sun,
Okay, great. Yeah.
and it lasts for an hour. And 60-foot radius of bright light emanates from his mace. Now,
Everything around you seems to deteriorate. Everything that you could see, the ceiling, even the chandeliers, it's all crack and become broken. The floor cracks, the walls peel and crack. And immediately in every direction, this once nice, kind of lavish hallway is run down, dusty, dirty. The smell of mold kind of strikes your sense, but you seem to have triggered something as you guys kind of look about. It does look like the hallway, at least with this newfound light source, it looks to have an end. As you guys kind of step forth a bit, it comes to a complete dead end. Still no doors, still no other entry or exit. But the vibrant daylight light source, does reveal you guys have made it to at least the end of this hall, and there is nothing.
If we're a distance away, can I just cast Shatter on it?
fuck yeah.
On the wall?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give wall auto fails, I think. So does Shatter do double damage or max damage against inanimate object?
I think on constructs like wood or stone.
Yeah, I think it just automatically fails the con save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For inanimate, yeah.
Sounds good. Go ahead and give me some damage rolls from this Shatter spell.
Okay. Let's do it on D&D Beyond. Give me... Please just roll. Why are you not rolling? Oh gosh. Okay. Sorry. I have to roll it out. So that is 5d8. Uh, 30 points.
Nicely done. As the shatter spell erupts from your palms, and this wall just reverberates and begins to splinter wood in all directions. After a hailstorm of splinters, just kind of explodes from this wall, and you look forth. The wall is fairly damaged, but as far as you can tell, there's not much behind it. Looks like more wall.
Oh damn, that didn't work.
Well, shit. Yeah, that was. I think that was Locus's and my idea as well. Try and bust down some walls.
Well, boys, it's been fun. And then Renwick turns his blade, points it at his chest, and falls forward onto the floor.
Do you really kill yourself?
God, no.
Oh, come on.
I don't think that's the answer, but
That would have been so good. Like,
we're all pretty fucking stumped.
Renwick did it for me, you guys. Nice.
All right, so just it like behind the wall that he shattered, it just looks like more wall.
Yeah, you put a decent sized hole in the wall, but behind this beautiful like wooden structure, I guess it's rotten wooden structure with your light kind of shined upon it. It just behind that, it looks to be like more of kind of the same solid stone kind of base at the wall was attached to, but alas, it's not like it doesn't look like a at least at this point, a secret entrance or anything. Just a pretty large hole in the wall.
All right,
Locris
so
is going to start smashing the wall behind the other one with his Morning Star.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me just, we'll call it a strength check.
Now, since my weapon, when I use Pact, I'm able to use my Charisma. Can I make that with my Charisma modifier instead of my Strength?
Yeah, sure.
$30.
Jesus.
Nice. You just start swinging, and after a couple of dozen blows, you're like surrounded by a pile of dust as you're just like making quick work of this old crumbly masonry. And as you just kind of continue forward, smashing and crashing through stones, you finally break through, and it seems to be something behind. As you pull your mace back and give it another blast, more debris scatters, and you look out. And you look out through a hole in the house into looks like some sort of haze, some sort of like fog. You're not sure. It kind of obscures your vision.
Glader's gonna be excited to see something other than this hallway, and he's just gonna, shoulder down linebacker, run forward, and just try and bust through the rest of the wall. Put a Glader-sized hole into this hole.
Okay, yeah. We're going to call this one a strength check as well, as you kind of try to force your way through this hole in the wall.
All right, come on. Oh, okay, that's a dirty 20. 16 on the die plus 4 strength.
Gladiator, you run up and crash into this stone wall. And Locris, as you watch him do so, Gladiator steps into the mist, gone. You no longer see him. You don't hear him hit the ground. Nothing. Just gone.
Well, shit.
Do you think we should head back?
We should learn the losses and get out of the house.
Well, we got nowhere else to go.
Yep, and Renwick's literally just gonna like dive through the hole that Gladiator just made.
Once again, Locris, before your very eyes, Renwick gone. Doesn't hit the ground. It's just silence.
Logus is just gonna like walk through like nonchalantly.
Okay, perfect. Once again, gone.
I guess we should go.
Unless you want to stay in this house. I
Fuck
mean,
no.
Then move.
Blade, head dives in.
And Locris will follow right behind.
All right. So, Gladiator, you crash through this stone wall. Kind of, a good tackle to it. You've got, some boulders in your arms, and you fall flat on your face. And as you kind of cough and get your bearings, Renwick lands right square in the middle of your back. Followed by, I believe Logus walking through. You kind of stumble over a prone Gladiator as Renwick is kind of gathering his bearings on his back. Blade comes hurling through, and Locris right behind him. And as you guys kind of, the intense haze surrounds you, it begins to dissipate, to fade almost immediately. And as you look around, you hear a familiar sound. The slamming of a door behind you. As you look back, an endless hallway of darkness. As you look forward, an endless hallway of darkness. You are back whence you started.
God fucking damn it.
I told y'all we should have killed those vampire fuckers in the beginning. They're gonna do this shit to us.
Locris is going to moonwalk backwards.
Okay, how far do you moonwalk? Like 20 feet, 100 yards? You tell me.
Until they look like either A, they're no longer moving away, or I bump into something.
And Renwick will do the same in solidarity, because at this point, we got nothing.
Logus will moonwalk in the opposite direction of them.
Okay, I got moonwalking at the similar rate of speed, I guess, or motivations or whatever. So yeah, as you kind of moonwalk there, hello Chris, you moonwalk backwards down the hall. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Uh, 17.
Some of the eyes seem to follow you no matter where you go. But aside from that, walking backwards as you make your way down this hall, let's cut to Logos real quick. Logos, as you moonwalk backwards the other way, give me a perception check.
That is a 26, 14 plus 12.
A lot of the pictures of Nayla and Baracus, probably every other one, the eyes seem to follow you, you notice. And as you're walking backwards, you hear someone approaching. And you look back and see that despite you guys leaving in opposite directions, you and Locris do end up almost back to back, despite being, several hundred feet from the party.
Okay, this is one of those weird rooms where you run one way, come out the other way, like a Pac-Man game.
All right, so Locris, your mace is still glowing daylight because it lasts an hour. It's not concentration, so I didn't lose it. Can I go find that the golden letter opener thing?
Okay, yeah, easily done.
It's the only thing, only one of two things in this hallway that we found that had some significance other than it rotting. Is there anything abnormal about it? Is there like any insignia on it? Is there any I don't know, filigree? Or is it just a plain Jane letter opener made of gold?
Give me an investigation check.
18.
Very
Right, my
nice.
investigations.
When what is any pluses or?
Yeah, 18. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
sorry.
just
I
want
thought
to
you
make
meant
sure I
on
was
the die or
remembering
something.
my mark.
So yeah, with an 18, you're inspecting this letter opener, and it does appear to, it would definitely belong with like a very fine calligraphy set. This isn't just like your average, clerk's letter opener. This is like a finely crafted letter opener, and it even has the amorphous purchase symbol AP stamped upon it. It's got a bit of like a almost looks like a family crest, but nonetheless, this is a very, very expensive looking letter opener, high quality for sure.
Okay. And all right, so we got this high quality, expensive letter opener with the family crest, and I don't recognize the family crest. I'm sorry.
It's just like it might have been Amorphos's family crest. You're not
Yeah.
sure, but it's got his initials centered in it. So, but
Okay.
it looks to be like of a skull. It's just in the shape of a skull.
Okay.
Renwick is going to take the letter opener, go up to one of the paintings that seemingly has eyes that are following us, and use the letter opener to trim the edges of the painting and peel it back to see if maybe there's something behind, like a doorway or something.
Okay, give me an investigation check as you kind of do this.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, maybe if we start cutting open paintings.
13.
Renwick, you walk up to a painting and take this letter opener to it. It takes a bit of time, but it is just kind of a canvas. Cut it off. You have a painting of Baracus as a young man. He looks to be doing something at a council building that kind of looks familiar. Looks like this painting is of Tuscargo. But alas, nothing behind the painting.
Can we look for any paintings that look like they're on, like in the Shadowfell?
Yeah. Give me an investigation check. This time with advantage.
That is, oh, nice. It's a 21 with advantage.
So you're looking for pictures of them in the Shadowfell, and it doesn't take you long. You have to go a few paces down the hallway, probably similar to where Logos and Locris had just bumped into each other. And you do begin to find there's like pictures of a dark tower off in the distance. There's pictures of the manor you guys are in now. Baracus and Nayla posing in various poses in the graveyard out front and out back on various balconies and things. But one in particular catches your eye there, Gladier. It's a picture of this hallway. Nayla is sitting on a chair next to some writing equipment. And she's sitting on this chair, but next to her chair is clearly a door.
God damn it.
And you're looking at it and you're studying it. And the other thing you notice is amongst all of this gear, she looks to be like writing a letter. She has all her calligraphy stuff out. This very letter opener seems to be sitting in a wooden bowl, ceremonial bowl, and it looks to be full of blood. There's a bit of blood splatter around the edge of the bowl, and the ceremonial dagger is sitting within it. Or
The letter opener looks to be like the ceremonial dagger.
I said ceremonial dagger, but I meant letter opener.
All right, so he's gonna fucking take a deep, contented or deep sigh and just kind of walk back towards that table and just like as he passes by everyone, just kind of like grab them and just like drag them along. I figured it out. We found it. We passed by it like 17 times. He's gonna stop by um, the desk where we found the lid opener. There's a painting over there. There's a door in the painting. There's a door right here. In this, I'm assuming the bowl is on the table still too.
Yes,
Like-
very, very dusty and empty, but still there.
in the painting, this bowl here is filled with blood, uh, and Renwick, that very nice letter opener there. I'm assuming we probably need to replicate that painting in order to get to this door. So we gotta shed some blood. I don't mind doing it. I think I'm the you know most hardy person here, so I think I can handle losing a little bit of blood. But I think we gotta fill this bowl here to get access to the door.
It also seems like you've had some adverse effects down here in the Shadowfell. So I'll bite the bullet. After all, you're usually on the front line. I'm a little harder to hit. And Renwick will, I guess, run the blade across like his forearm somewhere and sacrifice a little blood.
We just 3 hit points will do. That's all it takes to fill the bowl. And as the bowl fills, the table that it sits on rumbles, and out of nowhere, a door appears. It is gaunt, dark, silver handle, and the handle itself turns and creaks open ever so slightly.
Well, it looks like this one won't have to be kicked down.
But I like kicking down doors. And he just kind of like knocks it with his foot anyway.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. He's going to tap Renwick on the back and give him 3 points of lay on hands so you're back up.
I actually had. Did somebody give me temporary hit points? I had like 5 from something.
I think I did with my aid spell, but that only lasted, I think that's only 8 hours. So it's probably gone after the long rest.
Oh, okay, cool. So I lost
Now,
3 and you gave me back 3, so back to full. All right, cool.
yeah. I also got
Thanks,
the
pal.
blade, and I can't remember if I gave it a Logis or Logris. But if you guys have 5 extra hit points for no reason, they probably should be gone now.
Duly noted.
Well, I guess we better go through this dark and scary door that you only open by offering blood.
So you open this door, and immediately you are in a sort of like I hate to use the word hall, but a great hall. It's similarly adorned. You have picture frames on either wall. There's a bit of furniture, these like end tables with the little stools and chairs and things. But centered at the end of this great hall, it looks to be a sofa or a couch of some sort. Beautiful work, inlaid with the beautiful cushions and various golds and silvers. It seems to be facing a mantle, like an unlit fireplace, if you will. On either side of this fireplace, it looks like a staircase leading upward. One to the right, one to the left. And at the base of each of these staircases on the wall, there is also a door. So as you enter this hall, at the end, we'll go through what we're talking about. At the end, there is a couch facing a fireplace that is unlit. You all are still in total darkness. On either side of the fireplace is a spiral staircase leading upward. And near each spiral staircase is also a door. So there's 2 doors in this room and 2 sets of stairs leading upward.
Um, Are there pictures on the wall in this area?
Yes, there are. Looks to be silver and gold framed pictures of Baracus and Nayla. Only they are not the pretty, prim and proper pictures from the hallway before. They are clearly vampires in these pictures. Their fangs bared and everything.
Any goofy stuff seem to be going on like the last room?
Give me an investigation check as you kind of go around the room.
It's a 16 total.
There's a bit of furniture, but it's more of the same, similar make of the hall before. As you get a little closer to the sofa, there's this large couch. It's very plush. It looks to be facing this fireplace. As you get a little closer to the fireplace, it's also very ornately made. It looks to be marble. But one thing you notice is that there's like a log in this fireplace. It looks almost like placed on this like small grate, this small like iron place for where you would safely burn some logs. But this log is like trimmed, cut. It's like almost too perfect. And when you get a look at it, it's because it's like it's never been lit before. It's just like a beautiful piece of wood set in the fireplace for whatever reason. It's almost like ornamental, as I guess the vampires don't necessarily need like warmth or heat. But aside from this unlit fireplace, a couple of doors and a couple of stairways. There's a door on the left and right wall, and there is a left and right staircase leading upward. And as you kind of gaze upward, you do see a bit of a railing. It looks like from you would be able to see where you guys are standing now from up above.
Does it look? Sorry.
Logus
Does
is
it look?
gonna. Gosh dang it, Gladier, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Logus is gonna cast Produce Flame and light the fireplace.
Yeah, as you light the fireplace, it goes up just fine, but you notice a pool. You light the fire, but the fire itself almost like seems like it's being sucked away, like the heat and the smoke and things. It's very efficient, but rather than go up and out the chimney, it seems to just go to through this like metal grate that the fireplace is set on.
Renwick is going to pull out a scroll of locate creature and concentrate on Baracus as he casts it.
Ooh, very nice. And what's the range on locate creature?
1,000 feet, I believe. Yeah, 1,000 feet. And if the creature's moving, I know the direction.
Also, just really quick, do the staircases look like they're going? Like, is it they spiral to the same direction, or is it two separate areas they're going to?
They look to be going to two separate areas.
Gotcha. Okay, that's my only question.
Renwick, with that spell, as you kind of use this scroll to determine where he is, it gives you a direction, I believe. Can you hit me with the language of the spell real quick? Do you have it? Oh, there we go. Boosh.
I dropped it in chat, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely know him. So for sure, you've definitely encountered him in combat at least. Okay, so unfortunately, if the creature you described or named is in a different form, such as being under the effects of the polymorph spell, This spell does not locate the creature. I'll give you a freebie, and you can tell that with a ping, he is absolutely within 1,000 feet of you. But his exact direction just shifts and changes. First it's to the left, and it's above you, then it's below you, then it's to the right. It's everywhere all at once. You are for sure within 1,000 feet, but his exact location, not sure.
So would that register is basically like he's not in his vampire form. He's in one of his animal forms.
Correct, as far as you could tell.
Okay. I'll relay that to the party.
Did we take a close look at the paintings again? Sorry if I missed that.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
They are just, it looks to be Baracus and Nayla, but they are not in their like frou-frou type of like posing for a picture type of form. They are, bearing some vampiric teeth and clearly vampires in these pictures.
Okay. All right, so we got two options. Well, three options here. I mean, we got the weird fireplace that Logus, you said it felt like it was sucking the flames away.
Yeah, I could feel like it was getting sucked off.
And then two different staircases going from what it looks like from here in two different areas, or at least two different hallways. We don't know if they can join later, but from here it looks like they go to two separate hallways.
Well, let's just take the right hallway.
I mean, it's definitely a right choice. All right.
So tell me how you guys proceed.
So we just
Should
gonna
we-
take a hallway, or
Yeah, you said right hallway. I mean, we don't have any sort of fucking direction and nothing seems to be working for us. So, right hallway it is.
Okay, yeah. So you make your way to this door on the right hand side of this kind of where this couch and fireplace are, and you creak the door open. And as you look inside, it appears to be a bedroom. Looks like as you poke your head in, there is a full bar. It looks to be completely stocked with high-end liquors and wines. There is a desk. It looks to be like a fancy writing desk. It's got a very lavish leather chair. In the corner, kind of more of the same. You see a couple of these kind of fancy stools and a fancy end table, and you see a large like 4-post bed with this like very dark wood with these very kind of occulty carvings all upon it. But it does have like red, like velvet, like almost silk, like pillows and comforters and things. Like it looks very lush. Everything you noticed is covered in a layer of dust, but as this door opens, a few sconces on the wall burst to life, and the room is in fact well lit.
And look, Gladier, you were looking for some whiskey earlier.
Yeah, I'm a little hesitant considering what I found earlier.
Logus will go up to the bar and like look for one of the finer whiskeys and toss it to Gladier.
Okay.
Blade's gonna jump on the bed.
Blade, the bed is soft and squishy. It is like the highest quality bed you have probably ever encountered in all of your travels. Whatever the material is, whatever it's stuffed with, this mattress, it's just decadently soft.
Blade's looking around for like a tag just to see what brand. Mockingock.
Glader, check out the writing desk. See if there's any I don't know, like loose papers, anything somebody like anyone brackets or nail left, or any indication of maybe whose room this is.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
My investigation checks are on a fucking roll tonight. That's 18 on the die for a 22.
Very nice. So, in the writing desk, you notice a couple of drawers, both of which are locked. However, on top of the writing desk, there is a few parchments and like a ink and quill, but it only says one word on the very front page, or one sentence rather, and it says Memoirs of Amorphous Perch, and the A is really like drastically like calligraphied, and so is the P. It kind of matches like the emblems you would see on like the letter opener and whatnot, but it seems to just trail off. Like that's all it says. It's a blank piece of paper aside from that. And sitting aside from this really kind of fancy ink and quill set, there appear to be 2 lanterns. They look extravagant in make. Not only do they look old, antiquish, but you're pretty sure they're made of platinum. However, they seem to be empty. Like there's no like what looks like a candle that would keep them lit. There is no candle. They are empty lanterns.
Yeah, Glader's gonna kind of like wave everyone over. Guys, I think you should come check this stuff out. Also, Renwick, I think we might need your thrifty fingers over here to open up some of these drawers. But
I'm
check out
certainly
these.
happy to help. I just had a thought. Logus, don't you have a fancy magical lantern?
You know what? I do. Logus will pull out the lantern of revealing.
Very nice.
And switch it on.
Okay, and as you switch it on and look about, the room stays relatively the same. However, when you shine your lantern over the bottles of whiskey and bourbon at the bar, they reveal their true nature, where something you've seen before. Bottles of wine with individual's name on it. You know that this is a blood wine. It is some illusory magic. You know that blood wine, if drank by mortals, probably at the very least induce a sickness, if not curse outright.
Well, I guess it's a good thing you didn't give me that whiskey there, huh, Logus?
I did throw it at you. I don't know what you did with it.
I didn't catch it.
So it just exploded all over the floor.
There's blood dripping. There's just a big splatter against the wall.
Also, Glader's gonna take those 2 platinum lanterns. Just gonna hold on to them for now. But I have candles I might be putting in there later once we discuss things with everyone else. But yeah, Renwick, if you want to try and open up these drawers, I think this might have been Amorphos's old room. I mean, look at these letterheads here. It's all signed by him, or at least it has his name on it.
Well, of course, scum like that would live in a place like this, and he'll make his way over and pull out his thieves' tools. try to pop a couple locks.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, what's my sleight of hand these days? All right. That is, oh shit. Not 20, 25.
Well played. Yeah, these locks are pretty decent ones. It takes you a minute. You have to fiddle with it, but you do eventually hit the tumblers in the right order, and you feel it unlock.
I would definitely check for traps, but I will open those if I think it looks fine. Can I roll like perception for traps?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check for traps.
Fuck me. That's a 13.
No traps.
I will attempt to open it. I don't know I don't think there's traps.
Oh, come on, you know me. There's traps. Everybody in the room, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Well,
Are we within
um,
range of Gladier's aura?
I'll
Well,
say
I wouldn't
he's
have-
up at the desk with you, so yeah, you're probably
Yeah.
within.
I wouldn't have moved
Okay,
from the
so-
desk. So if anyone's within 10 feet of the desk,
All right, so that's 8. Oof.
I got a natural 20 for 24 total.
oh boy. 22.
Ooh, nice.
Exactly.
Well, the DC for half damage was 18, so meets and beats 18 and up. You get a half of 51, so we'll call it 25. 18 and under takes the full 51 damage. Renwick, as you open this drawer, an explosion of necrotic energy just ripples through the room. It turns the bed on its side, it breaks the windows, it flips the desk that you just opened the drawer on. The entire room is trash. It throws the pictures off the walls. This room looks like somebody picked it up and shook it. But yeah, for whatever reason, this massive explosion of necrotic energy kind of wrecks not only the room but the party.
This might seem off topic, but how are the bed sheets and whatnot looking?
Oh, Blade, as the bed gets tossed, you being kind of upon it, as you kind of scramble up, one good thing happened at the very least. There is a chest, a small one, but it looks to be bolted to the floor underneath the bed.
Everyone, there's a chest. Yeah.
Glitter's gonna run over to the, I'm assuming, heavily bleeding Renwick after taking 51 damage. And shit, fucking, I guess use some spells. I'll just do a lay on hands for 30 points.
He looks up at you, I imagine, probably like bleeding profusely from several orifices. And it's just like, yeah. Oh, that was not my best. I picked the locks fine, but and he just kind of like sits down for a second, takes on the lay on hands, and I'm gonna pop a potion as well.
Yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but yeah, there's one more locked. There in that desk.
Did we took damage if half damage if we passed or?
Yeah, if you DC was 18, if you passed, it was half.
Logus is gonna cast Aura Vitality. So it's concentration. I can use a bonus action to regain 2d6 hit points, and everyone within the aura of 30 feet. So when we get 10 rounds, I can hit someone with 2d6.
Very nice, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could all use some of that.
Yeah, as you guys start busting out some healing spells.
Yeah, I popped 2 potions and then Gladier's Lay of Hand, so I'm like 1 point below full. So definitely send that around to everybody else.
Okay, first I'll hit Gladier. You got 9 points back. Locris.
9?
Yeah, 9.
Thank
I
you,
rolled a
sir.
5 and a 4. Locris, you got 5 hit points. Blade, you got 7. Me got 9, so it's 9 for. That was how many? 4. So Gladier, back at you. You got. I rolled 2. I rolled Snake Eyes. You got 2 points. Locris, you got 8. Blade 9.
Yes.
And me, I rolled 9 again. How many more do y'all need? How are y'all looking?
I am 14 away from full.
I'm
Nine.
12 away from full.
Okay. Wow. Gladier 11. Locris, you get 6. Blade, how are you looking? You need another one?
I could use one more hit, probably. I'm 9 away.
You get 7.
Thank you, sir.
I've lost track. I think I get 1. I think I might get 1 more. Who
I
needs
think
it?
you're more.
I'm at 2 away from max.
I mean, everyone's pretty damn close, so just whoever. I think we're all within like 5 or less away from full now.
Yeah.
Let me give it to Locris. You get 8. Because I think I rolled the lowest for you.
Thank you.
Claire's just gonna pat him on the back, give him a nod, and then pull Renwick to his feet.
As you guys are kind of casting spells and fixing yourselves up, I imagine Blade, you being on the bed, you probably would have noticed first. The bed trembles a bit. It begins to move. And then, without warning, it leaps from where it had been disheveled by the explosion and lands perfectly back where it was before. You guys notice that the broken window panes that had exploded outwards, the glass flies back into place and seals itself without even so much as a crack. The furniture mends, the splintered wood of the writing desk and the chair that had been launched across the room all immediately reform and reset in position. The paintings fly back on the wall, and everything seems to reset itself as it was. Renwick, the very last thing you notice as everything comes back together is the distinct click of a lock of the drawer you had just unlocked and tried to open.
Well, that wasn't ideal. Did you say something about a chest, Blade?
Yeah, well, there was one underneath this bed. It was bolted to the floor, I think.
Do y'all think maybe it's just one giant trap to fuck people up? Like maybe there's nothing even in these drawers and chests?
I mean, they're certainly trying to wear us down before they come face to face with us, which means that they think we're a threat, which is kind of a compliment. But it's working, so I'm not entirely sure how to go about this. But if we're gonna risk opening something, a chest seems better than a drawer.
especially under the bed. You know it's got to be good.
That's probably where he keeps all his nudie mags.
Dirty,
Find
dirty VH.
Baracus's diary and all his little problems.
Yeah, let's try to open the chest. I'll check it for traps and try to pick it. If somebody else wants to help me put some eyes on this fucking chest, though, apparently I'm not good at finding traps, just at dismantling them.
Well, Logus will like kneel down and like hold up the lantern of revealing as light and see if it reveals anything.
As far as you could tell, there's no magical effects or anything. It seems normal.
Well, I'll try to aid him and just by giving him light and kind of.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage there, Renwick, because you kind of search for traps.
And Logus will be like, I'm trying to help you out here. Please don't blow me up like that, like you just did.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do my best. I'm actually gonna go ahead and just drop another charge of the Wand of Secrets. If there is a trap on this chest, it will reveal itself.
This chest does in fact appear trapped. Yes.
All right. Well, I might need those nimble fingers ears, bud. So if you want to assist me in lockpicking, or I guess dismantling this trap, since you're already down here with me.
He could definitely throw you the help action. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand with advantage as you try to disable this trap.
Can I give a little
am help.
bit of inspo?
Yeah, for sure. Hum a little tune, or how do you hit him with some inspo in this moment?
Renwick, do your best to not kill the rest of us with this stupid chest.
And I'll like tap him on the back and like, I am helping, buddy. I'm holding the light for you. Now I'll give him a little bit of guidance.
Okay.
So that's a D10 now, right? For your inspo.
You got it.
And then D4 for guidance. So, oh shit, that's a 10 and a 2, so 12 plus 13 plus 5, so 30?
Yeah, well enough. You managed to finagle what looks to be like a powder sack that was set to kind of explode or go off somehow. But you managed to stop this area of effect trap from going off, and with the 30 there, I'll even give you the lock as well. You disable the trap and lock same time.
I imagine as he's doing this, Logus is just like dabbing sweat off his forehead.
Yeah, I get a little cloth and I'm like wiping the sweat off his brow. Like giving him some water from my water skin.
Damn it, man, I don't need water, I need something stronger. Calm my nerves, steady my hands.
Pull out some of the old wine we found in the dungeon with the gnomes.
Slip a good berry into his mouth.
Flick a good berry right in his mouth as he's like nervously like has his mouth open. Almost make him choke.
But yeah, if we dismantle the trap and pick the lock, then Renwick will open the chest.
You open the chest and find 5 gold bars just sitting there, gleaming, glittering. Aside from these 5 gold bars, there is a single bony finger also in the chest. But that is it.
No diary.
No diary. 5 gold bars and a single bony finger.
Kind of torn about this finger, fellas. I mean, will we need it? Maybe. Could it be bad luck? Also, maybe. But the gold we should take.
I'd say take it all. I remember a story I heard about this what was he, a half elf or something that found an eye in a graveyard and it ended up being necessary?
Necessary. I heard that story. My grandmother used to tell me. It was haunting him. He had to return it back to its rightful place for taking it. If he had never taken it, he would have never been haunted. I think the moral of the story was, don't take what doesn't belong to you. That's what grandma used to say.
I figured it was taken and deal with the consequences afterwards.
As this is being said, Blade's going to throw down his portable hole and start taking the sheets off the bed because they were so goddamn comfy.
For sure. Yeah, to take these, write down some royal silk linens.
What about the mattress blade? Are we throwing that in there and get the frame in there?
Sorry, 1 second. Gigabralt, is there enough room in there?
He, as you cover him with this like drapery, he kind of happily nods. Yeehaw!
I guess
we
we'll
should
throw
at
the
least take that
too.
mattress.
I mean, yeah, I think the hole's 10 foot by 10 foot. You could wedge a mattress in there if you'd like.
Oh, that'll
What
be.
is it? Is it a king size, California king, queen, twin?
Gotta be California queen vampire.
It's big. Whatever. Was there a Shadowfell king? I don't know. It's a big one.
It's the Lord of Shadowfell size. I'd imagine like we toss anything else that looks valuable of sort.
Yeah, as you guys go ahead and give me an investigation check, Logos, as you kind of go through the room.
With the lantern of revealing, did the whiskeys change, or are they still just really high-end whiskeys?
They appear to be high-end whiskeys until you put the lantern on them, and then it is clear that they are actually blood wine.
That's a 15 investigation. 14 plus 1.
You don't really find anything particular. You do see that the drawer that exploded on Renwick managed to not only close but also relock itself.
Man,
Guys,
we
I
still
think
got it.
we don't press our luck too much, and if we want to come back for this stuff later, we can, but we don't want to wear ourselves down for finding the Duke and Duchess of the house.
Look,
Yeah, I said we keep moving.
should we at least take one, maybe a couple bottles of the blood wine? It seemed to be a good bartering chip for some of the lesser vampires.
Sure.
Yeah,
We got a
that's
good
not.
collection going.
Let's make sure we don't get it mixed up with our other drinks of choice.
This one's called brandy. And so unless you drink brandy, I don't think it's much of a concern.
All right.
On to the next room.
Okay, so you guys kind of conclude snooping around this room and make your way back to the Great Hall, and right across the hallway from this room is another, and you guys kind of make your way over to this door, and not locked, not seemingly trapped. It creaks open with the gentlest of nudges, and as you look inside, it appears to be a child's room. There off in the corner is yet another familiar kind of a end table with some benches, but there's a small bed in the corner. Next to this bed, there appears to be a couple of toy chests. Not only that, but this it's got some like drapery, like this fine silk hangs from the ceiling and kind of cascades down and surrounds the bed entirely. And one thing aside from the bed and the toy chests, there's an armoire. It looks to be very antique from this dark wood. And also, possibly most disturbing, an entire wall of this room seems to be dedicated to shelving. And on this very large bit of shelving, there are dolls. Lots and lots of porcelain dolls. Small ones, big ones, dark ones, light ones, some wearing peasants' clothes, some wearing nobles' clothes, some dressed as knights, others princesses, and they are just in a wide variety, but there's probably something like 200 dolls all stacked on the wall of what appears to be a child's room. So, the party, looking on from the doorway, how do you proceed?
Renwick's gonna pat Okris on the back and be like, well, this one seems right up your alley. It's creepy as fuck.
I agree. Lucas is going to go check out the wall.
Okay, the wall of dolls. As you go to check it out, give me an investigation check.
Dirty 20.
As you approach very carefully, you do notice some of these dolls' heads move. They follow you as you enter the room.
I'll go up to one of the dolls that moved, standing back about 10 feet, and look at it and say, "Can you tell us how the hell to get out of here?"
This doll, as you address it, stands up. It stands up. It takes a step forward. It is wearing like a bib, a diaper, and a baby bonnet. It looks at you curiously and holds both of its tiny arms out, as if it was gesturing to be picked up.
I'll use Mage Hand to pick it up.
You pick it up with Mage Hand. It looks around, kind of down at the ground. It looks around. It looks confused, as if it doesn't know how this is happening.
I'll lift it up to the ceiling, and I'll use Mage Hand to rush towards the ground and smash it into the ground.
As you smash this doll into the ground, it does in fact kind of explode with a splatter of blood, and it does not move any longer. However, this action, as you splatter this doll onto the ground, every single doll on the wall, roughly 200 of them, every head snaps in unison to your direction. All of them stand up. I'm going to need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Shit. 19.
So close. As you guys look onward, as Locris kind of thwacks this doll, and they immediately all stare at him and stand at attention, every doll on this wall jumps, yeets itself, whatever it has to do, at Locris, and Locris is suddenly swarmed and surrounded by a almost like a liquid of moving doll. They consume him entirely. You guys can no longer see Locris, and they are flailing. They are flailing, like beating down upon him, unleashing a really high-pitched squeak, and then they begin to pop. One pops, just an explosion of blood, and then another pops, and another explosion of blood. A third, and then a fourth. Locris, for the time being, you are restrained, and let me type this out.
Oh, jeez.
Locris,
Oh, boy.
as these things begin to explode, the stench is almost overwhelming. It is like rotten blood and flesh, and it is very caustic as these creatures begin beating down on you, and every once in a while one explodes and does a bit of damage. You currently find yourself unable to move. The party looking forward. What do you do as this wave of dolls consumes your friend? Bits of blood begin spurting outwards. You're not sure if it's Locris's or the exploding dolls.
I guess Locris would get ready to cast Aura of Vitality again.
I think Gladiator's just probably gonna rush up and just start swinging. Just kind of like keeping it wide to see if he can just start shaving off dolls that are, absorbing him.
Okay, as you run in and begin assisting, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw, Gladiator.
Of course. Oh, that's not great. That is 12.
You run in, you give one a kick, you pull the Kopesh, you slash through 4 or 5 in one swing, but as you do so, they explode, and this rotten muck and blood you're covered in it. And it's caustic, it's toxic, the smell of it's almost overwhelming. Gladiator, you currently have the poisoned effect. And let me roll out this damage for you one time. You also take 12 poison damage, and currently, for the time being, you have the poison status effect. But as you go in and begin heaving these dolls, slashing and giving Locris a bit of a chance, Locris, your call. I'm going to let it be athletics or acrobatics. You're looking at a decent DC here, but whichever you prefer to see if you cannot get away from this throng of dolls.
A 15, and as you see Locris, you see his eyes have gone a deep red, and there's foam coming from his mouth, and he's just bashing at everything near him.
As you try as you may, Gladiator, you have aided Locris in a bit of his escape, but not in fully. He still is more than mostly covered by these dolls who are ripping and tearing and clawing at him ferociously before exploding. So, Logos, what do you do in this situation?
Logos will run in and try to help beat these things off and try to help pull Locris out of that.
While they're doing that, can I cast Minor Illusion? And I want to create an illusion of the doll that got shattered, reaching like it wants to be picked up, and just see if I can maybe convince the dolls, like, oh hey, your friend's not dead, because I don't have anything I can do other than that.
You have to give me the best performance check ever for that to work.
That is totally reasonable. I was trying to think outside of the box.
I agree. Let's give me
It's
a
only a
performance
plus
check.
3, but that's a 19.
Close, but no cigar. No, it does not seem to sway them one way or the other. Consumed with rage as they kind of tear at Locris.
Fair enough.
Logos, go ahead and also give me a Constitution saving throw as you head in and try to help Locris.
Oh man, I thought it was a nat 20. That's bull. I
You
wrote
get
on D&D Beyond and it's kind of like on the corner. Ah, no, damn it. I got a 10 or a 9. Either way, it's not good.
Yeah, well,
You also take 12 points of poison damage, and you currently are suffering from the poison status effect.
I'm resistant to poison.
Oh, so half, so 6.
Do I still get the poison effect?
Correct.
Ah, damn it. That's the only reason I went in.
As you clear more of these dolls off of Locris, your call. Acrobatics or athletics to try and make your way away from these dolls.
Honestly, right now, Lucas want to be trying to get away from the dolls.
Okay,
He's
you tell me.
attacking
How do you react?
everything in front of him. He's got his Morning Star, and after taking that much damage, he's attacking everything near him.
Okay, so you've got some friends in the area. Go ahead and give me an odds or evens. What do you prefer?
Do odds.
I'm looking at a 3 on a d6, so we'll say the dolls take immediate precedence as they are swarming you. And while your friends have allowed you to free at least one arm, to continue to bash this mace, you are still, for the most part, restrained. So, we'll go to Blade. Blade, you're watching this whole thing go down. Logos and Gladier are swiping, stomping, and kicking at these dolls. As they do so, they seem to clear off easily, but most of the time they explode. And it seems to be, quite the dire circumstance. What do you do in this moment? As Renwick picks up a doll with his powers and begins, trying to mitigate the combat with the single doll.
I guess Blade would. Man, I think he would maybe try to. Is there so like when these dolls explode? Is there like any like remnants of them at all, or is it or are they just like literally explode into dust?
They're exploding into carnage. Essentially, they're exploding into rotten blood and flesh.
Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Can I along the similar thought of Renwick, can I try disguising myself? Like I don't know how like extensive this spell goes, but like could I try to like make myself look like a doll with that? Is that even possible?
What spell is this?
Disguise self.
I think disguise self you can add or take away. What is it? A foot or two? But I don't know if you can
yeah, like
shrink
1 foot.
yourself down
You'd
to
be a
doll
very
size.
large doll.
Could I make myself look like a doll? I mean, even if I'm full
Yeah,
size, I just want to be like
you
a
sure could.
Godzilla doll.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess I'll do that to kind of replicate maybe uh, one of the dolls and to just like motion, just try to make a motion of just like stop, like not saying anything, but just kind of hands up and out.
After you take your doll form?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me, we'll say a persuasion check, but with disadvantage.
I don't know if that'll cut it. 19.
As you kind of make this gesture under your disguise, a handful of these dolls that are mobbing Low Chris kind of look your way, and they kind of mommy, and they begin filing out of the room towards you and hurl themselves in your direction. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. Dex save. Okay. At least that's one of my better saves. 1d20. 16.
The dolls seem to be, not only drawn to you, but mobbing to you, but also like their interest seems to, some of the gore itself. You see a small arm and what appears to be just a raw piece of flesh scooting towards you like a slug. They begin running at you. They attach themselves to your legs. They begin biting. They begin gnawing. And a pile of what appeared to be slain dolls has now kind of sludged out of this room in your direction. And you find yourself in a similar predicament to Logos. These dolls begin to swarm you. Where they're coming from and how they're manifesting, you're not sure. But you find yourself covered in them. You, for the time being, are restrained. And let me roll this out real quick. As they mob you, as they pull you down, they begin their biting and clawing, but also they explode. They bubble. This caustic liquid comes in contact with your skin. This, the sickening smell is overwhelming, and these essentially little blood pus-filled globules of doll have now held you in place, similar to Locris. But the process of this whole situation actually alleviates Locris. A lot of the dolls that were once attacking him are now attacking you. Locris, you find yourself free for the moment. Not necessarily free, rather not restrained. Some of these dolls still seem to be clinging to your legs, your back, your arms, climbing up you. How do you proceed?
I keep attacking whatever is near me.
Okay, roll this out. That one's even. For whatever reason, Low Chris. For whatever reason, let's roll here. I'm gonna say, Low Chris, your attention turns to Logos. Logos, what's your armor class?
Well, 18 since I didn't. Well, no, it'd be 20 because I would have the shield on because we're not fighting. Don't have my bow up. So 20.
Okay, 20 AC. Locris, give me a couple of attack rolls.
I love you.
I use my protection feat fighting style to impose disadvantage on that first one.
So a 16 for the first one.
Whoosh.
Ooh, and a natty 1 on the second.
Oh man, a couple of wild swings later. Logos, you have to duck. You have to duck and dodge. Locris is in a frenzy and has launched a couple of attacks at you, and for whatever reason.
Oh,
So, I think at this point we're gonna have to roll some initiative, fellas.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
Locris is freaking the fuck out.
it's us versus Locris again.
Oh god damn it. Why do my initiative rolls suck?
Really better than my 7.
Barely.
13.
9.
Maybe it's good I never entered the room. Or like I'm standing on the, I guess, the edges of it anyway.
Blade, what was your initiative?
16.
Alrighty then. That brings us to no surprise. Logos, what do you do in this moment? You see these dolls attacking not only Blade, but Locris as well. And Locris's eyes have gone red. He's foaming at the mouth. He's just flailing at these, at everything. These dolls, you guys.
Let me see. So how far, like, is Locris and the dolls kind of in the same area?
Yeah, up until this point, you were kind of helping clear the dolls off of Locris. Locris kind of stood up as the dolls seemed to move from him to Blade for whatever reason, but you and Locris are within arm's distance of each other currently, yes.
I guess I want to. Let me see. Let's see if I have anything. I guess I'm gonna fire off a shot at Locris and use that to move away from him and like try not to hurt him, but like, kind of snap him out of it. And I like kind of make like plead like Lucas, what are you doing? You're attacking your friends.
Okay, yeah, give me an attack roll.
Yeah, that's an 18 plus a lot. So I think it's a 30 to hit.
I'm pretty
31
sure,
to hit.
I'm pretty sure that hits Locris's AC. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Wow. 8. I rolled an 8 on a D8, so 15 damage from the arrow.
Very nice. As Logos buries an arrow into Locris's shoulder in an attempt to snap him out of it.
So how big is the room that we're in? Do I have enough to put some distance between me and Locris?
The room is fairly large, but you could just step out of the room fairly easy, and you'd be in the hallway with Blade and Renwick and a bunch of angry dolls.
I guess I'll kind of move by the doorway just so I'm not out and I can still help. and I'll fire off my remaining 2 arrows at one of the dolls.
Okay, give me a couple of attack rolls.
So the first one is a 29 to hit. The second is a 26 to hit.
Okay, both of those hit. What? So the dolls are mostly covering Blade, but there are probably a dozen climbing up and down Locris as well. What dolls do you aim at?
Does it look to be like a head doll, like a leader doll? Maybe one that's like glowing or something.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Oh god, it's a 19.
These dolls are all in a variety of different clothing. Some are princesses, some are knights. But as you kind of look over the crowd, none of them appears to be a leader. But you're sure one dressed like the Pope gave you the finger.
I'll shoot that little fucker.
They only have a single hit point, so as you let these arrows loose, they explode. As soon as they come into contact, these dolls explode into more viscera and gore.
I'll shoot the little Pope one and one little princess.
Okay, for sure.
And that'll be my turn.
Moving on down from that is the actual dolls. Coming at both Locris and Blade. So first we'll start with probably Blade. Blade, this time, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. 15.
Blade, you take 13 points of damage, of poison damage. And if you haven't already, are now have the poison status effect. As these creatures, these little dolls, roll about around you, and they continue to explode with this putrid blood and rotting flesh. It's just too much for you. This caustic, toxic liquid somehow gets to you, burns the skin, waters the eyes, induces vomiting. It's not pleasant. And for the most part, this thrall of dolls has moved from Locris to you and now has you pinned in this hallway. They are not going to move. They're just going to continue to pummel Blade. The handful still sticking to Locris until he takes an action to remove them. That is a whopping 2 piercing damage as these dolls gnaw and bite and poke and prod at you when and where they can. Moving around from there, Blade, it is you're up. So I'm going to make it your call if you would like to use a athletics or acrobatics check to try to get your way out of this pile of dolls. Your call.
Yeah, let's. I want to get out from these motherfuckers. Yeah, I guess if I could use acrobatics, that'd be amazing.
For sure.
Please don't fail me. Oh, nice. Okay. 17 on the die for a 29.
Easily done. You bit of a bob and weave and a shirk, and you move in such a way where you just, like liquid, just kind of burst out of this throng of dolls, much to their dismay. They all howl and cry and hold their hands up as if they want to be picked up as you escape. But we'll call that half your movement or so. So with you and Renwick in the hallway and this massive pile of dolls in between the two of you, how do you proceed?
Oh God. I guess, can I ready in action? I guess Blade would yell something like, Renwick, get out of the way. I'm going to blast these things. And kind of ready a shatter to see if he moves out of the way.
Absolutely, for sure. As you do so, Renwick, you happen to be next. How do you play this out as this throng of dolls stands between you and Blade?
Shit, that's a pretty badass move. I'm trying to see if I have anything that I can do to help you in this moment, and I don't. Oh. Wait. Ooh. Maybe, just maybe. So this swarm is separate from Blade, right? Or like, is it still on top of him? I thought
No,
I couldn't.
He has stepped away from the swarm, just barely, but still.
Is there a way? I have sticks of dynamite that we never used from the dragon fight. Is there a way that I could toss a stick of dynamite in a blast radius that would hit the swarm, but nobody else?
I guess we'll find out. What's the blast radius on dynamite?
That is a question. 10 feet, I think for you, sir, because it was kind of a homebrew thing.
Okay, we'll say not being proficient in dynamite. You're not sure there, Renwick. I'm gonna leave it up to the dice whether you can do that or not. So, could work out good, could work out bad.
Oh wait. Oh, so
there is dynamite rules.
Yeah,
on D&D Beyond.
I actually just found it. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dexterity saving throw. So can I throw it in a position where that 5 feet would only be hitting the swarm?
You absolutely could.
I absolutely will throw a stick of dynamite at the swarm.
All right, excellent.
So Renwick will pull out with his left hand the stick of dynamite, and then just like spark his rapier against the stone of the floor to light it, and just toss it at the swarm. And it's a DC 12 dexterity saving throw for the swarm.
I actually get a -6 to that, so -3.
Sick. So 3d6, and that's a 6, a 6, and a 2, so 14 bludgeoning damage.
Nice. A large chunk of this pile of dolls just explodes. You send gore and viscera down both hallways into the room as high as the ceiling. It is quite the sight to see. Anything else there, Renwick?
I'm trying to see if I have anything I could do as a bonus action.
Just move out of the way.
Fair enough. I was trying to help, and then he's just gonna get space so that he's not in Blade Shatter spell.
Okay, yeah. You give yourself a bit of distance, take a few steps down the hallway. Blade, go ahead. What do you need from me? I believe a dexterity saving throw.
A con saving throw.
Well, 4.
All right. So I guess they will be taking full damage on a creature made of inorganic material such as stone crystal has disadvantage. Okay. Okay, so 4d8. So 13 points of, I think, is it bludgeoning? No, I can't remember. Let's see. Oh, thunder. Okay.
Nice. And with a loud kaboom, you shatter, much similar to the stick of dynamite. You know, these tiny dolls explode in gore and viscera. You send it all up and down one wall, all over the ceiling. But yeah, thorough damage has been done, and the throng of dolls is now more like a few dozen. They are significantly less powerful. Moving on down from there, Gladier. You're watching these dolls climb all over Blade, climb all over Locris, as you know, Locris with a red glare in his eyes is taking a few swings at Logos. How do you proceed from here?
Okay. So these things seem to be like when they explode, it's like blood and viscera. Like they look like porcelain, but when they explode, it's like gore.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna channel divinity, turn unholy. Um, so as an action, you can center fiends or undead. Each fiend or undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. DC 15 on a failure. It is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. So he's just gonna like just yell out to the group, just all right, if this works, nobody fucking touch him anymore. And then he's just gonna take his sword and just slam it against his shield, and it's just kind of like this like ripple effect of um kind of like a sound wave out from his shield. Um and we'll see if it works. I don't know if they're unholy or undead or fiends or undead, but
With a whopping 9, after you burst this aura of energy, the dolls all stop. Yeah, they stop grabbing on to Locris and Blade, and they stop, look into your direction, drop to the ground, no longer climbing, and they just begin running off in random directions. They scatter like cockroaches, and they all flee for the time being. However, going to the bottom of the round, as all these adults pick up pace and begin scattering, trying to flee the party. Locris, you're up.
I attack the nearest living creature.
We're
fuck.
going to roll a dice. Actually, I believe Logos said he stepped away. The nearest living creature is, in fact, Gladier. So go ahead and give
And
me
I
some
take
attack
2
rolls.
swings at Gladier.
Awesome.
Oh boy.
Uh, 27
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that
that
hits.
hit.
and 21.
I'm pretty sure that hits too.
21 also hits. Yep, meets it beats.
Let's see, that's a D8. So that's 16 and 9 for 25 points of piercing damage.
Oh boy.
Locris's mace clangs into your armor once and twice. Locris, for being a rather lean fella, hits like a hammer. It is no joke, Gladier.
Can I use my reaction for this turn?
Go ahead.
For just my shield to get resistance on piercing on one of those attacks. So what were the 2 different attacks? The damage for each?
I think it was 16 and 9.
16. Can I pick and
Yes,
choose? Can I pick
16
and-
and 9.
Yeah, you could have one of those.
Okay, so I'll take 8 and 9 for 15 total damage.
Okay.
Yeah, ouch. I'm just gonna kind of, I guess, just take it because I'm sure he turned towards the larger group of dolls when he did his divine magic. It's so I think he probably took those across his back, those 2 swipes. So he's gonna turn to look at Locris with like a what the fuck kind of look on his face. Like, what
And
the
all you
hell?
hear is me saying something and abyssal.
I don't speak Abyssal. Okay, so I don't understand.
The language of darkness. It's very like, Mordorian.
Yeah.
Back to the top of the
I
round. That would be Logos. Logos, you're watching as the dolls disperse, and a very determined Locris seems to be hellbent on engaging Gladier in combat.
Um, can I try? Where is it that I had it? Can I try to cast Charm Person on Locris to get him to try to calm him down?
You certainly can.
So it's going to be. It's not high. DC 16. Oh, yeah, DC 16 Wisdom.
So Locris, wisdom saving throw?
Yep, I was just reading the language of it. $11, which makes me friendly towards Logos.
Your
Yeah.
spell seems to take effect, Logos.
So, yeah, so he sees me as a friendly acquaintance again. Hey, Locris, buddy. You're attacking your friends here. You think you can maybe stop? For our friendship?
My response on my turn.
I like it.
And I'll throw a little bonus action healing word at Gladiator. Give him a little smooch, blow him a kiss. And you get back 8 points of healing, Gladiator.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
And that'll be my turn.
All right, moving on down to the dolls. The dolls continue to flee. They, at this point, there are no dolls visible. They have ducked under couches, under beds, around corners. They have all thoroughly fled and continue to do so. Coming on down, Blade. As you kind of come to in the viscera and gore everywhere, it seems that Locris and Gladier are still doing battle, but with one another.
I guess Blade would just try to stop this whole situation. Blade is going to, um, yeah. And then this is happening in the room because Renwick and I are out, right?
Correct. You and Renwick are in the hallway, now splattered with doll blood everywhere. But as you kind of look in, Logos stands near the door, but Gladier and Locris are several steps in, going toe to toe.
I guess Blade would kind of dart into the room and be like, "I don't know what's going on, but it needs to stop." And I guess I'll cast Polymorph on Locris.
Okay, very nice. What do you need from Locris?
A wisdom saving throw of 19. Sweet Jesus, I'll never land this spell.
One day will, and it'll be the perfect moment.
He resists. Blade, is that a touch spell?
I don't think so. I think I have some range on it.
No, polymorph's not a touch spell.
Okay,
60 feet.
So you still do it from the safety of the hallway. Unfortunately, Locris, stubborn as he is, shakes off the spell.
And I guess for just for a bonus action, I'm going to pop a greater healing potion to roll out.
Okay, for sure. Chug the potion, gain some of that health.
Yes, and I think that'll do it for me.
As we kind of roll down from Blade, Renwick, you're witnessing all of this go down. Looks like Locris and Blade or Locris and Gladier are still in a bit of a scuffle, despite the dolls being gone. How do you kind of react?
That's a great question. So with him being charmed, he only regards Logus as a friend, not everybody else? Or would he regard allies of Logus as friends as well?
Insight check.
Fair enough. That is a 16.
From what you could tell from your own magical prowess, probably just Logos.
Well, fuck. I was gonna try to give him advantage on shit, but I don't think he's a willing target. So I guess I'll just slap the shit out of him with a tentacle. Renwick's gonna plunge his tentacle hand onto the ground, and you see this ripple of like dark tentacles move across the ground over and pop up right by Locris. Just a single tentacle that comes smashing down on him.
Okay, yeah. Give me an attack roll, I think.
Yeah, I'm just looking up what my to hit with that is. I believe it's +7. And he'll just call out and be like, "For fuck's sake, will you snap out of it?" And I rolled a fucking 11, so that's a miss.
Whips forth, but his own shadowy energy seems to deflect yours somehow.
And I just look over at Blade and shrug.
Gladier, that brings us to you. Eyes glowing red, foaming at the mouth, rambling off in abyssal. Locris seems to be coming for you.
Oh man. So, alright, Glader hasn't seen him lose his shit like this before. So I think he's kind of in the mindset that maybe this is some outside influence. So I'm gonna try something. Don't know if it's gonna work. I'm gonna reach out and just touch him on the shoulder and just say like, "All right, look, friend, I need you to snap out of it right now because this ain't you." And I'm gonna cast Protection from Evil and Good. So I'll put the language of the spell in the chat too, but it's until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead. The protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. So my thought process is if he's being controlled or possessed or something by some creature, maybe this will help him break it. That's what his. Maybe if that helps. I don't even know if that's what's happening, but I've got nothing right now.
Okay. Fair enough. Seems like anything else? That seems like a good move.
Bonus action. I'm not really hurting too bad. I know I already used. That's a regular spell, so I have to use a bonus action cantrip, which I don't have. Can I use a bonus action to no damage, just kind of smack him on the back of the head?
You want to do non-lethal damage?
Yeah, like non like even if it's just no damage, because I already used my action to cast a spell, so I just kind of want to like just flavor, just kind of. I don't have anything to do with my bonus action, so if I can just kind of smack Locust on the back of the head as like a free action / bonus action.
Yeah, make it an attack roll and see if you can't add your strength bonus. Just see if you hit with just a melee attack.
Yeah, just like how like your dad would do if like you did something stupid and he just kind of like flicks you on the back of the head with his hand.
Makes sense.
That's a 19 on the die, +4 for strength, the 23.
I believe that hits. What's your strength modifier?
+4.
I believe an unarmed strength without proficiency is just a 1, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, you do a single point of damage as you give Locris a good bitch slap on the back of the head.
Yeah, that's what I'll stay there and just hope what I did works. I don't know.
Locris, your turn.
I will look up at Gladiator, and then I'm going to take 2 more attacks on him.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me some attack rolls.
$26 and 18.
First one hits.
Very nice. A couple more frenzied attacks from the tiefling. Hits like a hammer.
Another 16 points of piercing damage.
$16 to you, Gladiator.
Alrighty.
And that will end my turn.
Before your turn ends, go ahead and give me another check versus Logos's charm spell, as Gladier's spell gave you advantage against the one that Logos cast on you.
Whoops.
I'm pretty sure if it meets,
I
it beats.
have advantage too. I was attacked, so 21.
Yeah, you shake the charm effects of Logos's spell as well. So, as Locris continues to pummel Gladier, Logos, you're up. You are a few steps away. You're watching Locris lose his shit, just kind of pummel Gladier with a mace.
Ah, man, fuck this. Logis is just gonna fire off 3 arrows into Locris.
Okay, give me some attack rolls.
First one is a 28 to hit.
I believe that hits.
Second is a 26 to hit.
Also hits.
The third is a this one might not hit. 21 to hit.
I don't. What is your AC though, Chris?
20.
All three hit.
Okay, so first one is 13 points of damage. Second is 9 points of damage. Third is 14 points of damage.
So what's the total?
13, 14, 27 plus 9 for 36 total.
Noted.
All right. So the doll's gone. Continue to flee. No longer a problem. Bade, you're up. Logos just straight leases some arrows. You see a trio of arrows strike true, landing firmly right in the center of Locris's chest. 1, 2, 3. And you're up as you kind of look. It doesn't seem to have deterred Locris from attacking Gladier.
Oh God. I think. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to do with this guy. He's freaking out. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and Blade's gonna look at Locris in his crazy eyes and just kind of whisper gently to him, "Run, run." So gonna get a little bit of dissonant whispers.
Nice. And what does he need?
It's a wisdom saving throw of 19.
All right. Wisdom saving throw from Locris.
All right, so he passed. He
I
takes.
haven't rolled yet. That's an old.
Oh, that's an old one. Thank God.
That was to save against a charm person. So an 11.
Oh,
Ah,
perfect.
nice. So what effect does the dissonant whispers bestow upon Locris?
So, on failed save, he is going to take where is it? 7d6 psychic damage. So 24 points of psychic damage. And I think he has to use his reaction to run away from me. I guess.
I'm down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your dissonant whispers kind of seep in to his mind, and with a bit of a headache clutching his head, Locris goes down, battered and bruised and bleeding, but unconscious.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna do I really want to move into the room? Are there still dolls moving around and whatnot?
They have fled from line of sight, at least for the time being.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna just after dropping him, basically make my way over to him
And I don't think I can do anything. I can't give him. It would take an action to give him like a potion to bring him back up, right?
You could hit him with a bonus action, but you'd have to roll it out.
I guess I'll look at the party and be like, do you think it's safe to bring him back? I mean, he's gonna die. I guess he's gonna die. So I'll I guess give him a greater healing potion as a bonus action.
Yeah, with him out and being the last combatant, you'd be able to take your time and administer a potion. As you do so, Locris, you takes you a moment to focus your vision and see what's going on in front of you, but Blade gently caressing you, and you're laying on the floor, kind of unsure what happened over the last few moments.
God damn, those dolls pack a punch.
Yeah, I am kind of regretting having them all come to me too. They got some gnarly bites.
As he comes to and has just 4 arrows in his chest. Yeah, those dolls were shooting arrows at you.
Interesting. They look like your arrows.
In the kerfuffle, they took him out of my quiver. It's crazy.
And
So
Glader's gonna grab him and pull him up to his feet. Yeah, and, unfortunately, it wasn't just the dolls throwing punches. You all right there?
I feel like shit. How much was that potion for, Blade?
Oh, shoot, rolling it. It is. Oh, so if I took the time to administer it, would it be full effect?
Yeah, you could give him the full effect.
Okay, so 12, I think. Is that right? Or no, 44, right?
Yeah, so
16.
Yeah, that's it.
So what number?
4d4, I think, would come out to be 16.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 44 plus 4.
4?
44 plus 4, yeah. So
Yeah.
20.
An even 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're still pretty hurt, Locris. I can help beef you up some more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Those dolls jumped on me, started exploding, and next thing I know, Blade's giving me a potion. So,
You don't remember anything in between?
While they
no,
discuss this, I'll cast Aura of Vitality to get him
Okay,
back
yeah.
to full.
You could just roll it once and then times it by 10 or something, so you don't have to roll each round there, Logos.
I want to roll each round, Sean.
I mean, if you want to do the math, go ahead.
although you should give Blade some too.
Okay,
Dolls weren't nice to
Locris.
him either.
Locris, that's 4 for you on the first one. Blade, you got 11.
Okay.
Locris, you got 11. Tell me when y'all are back at full. Blade, you got 6. Locris, 10. Blade, 5. Locris, 6. Blade, 7. I think we're at 6. So how y'all looking? Need more?
51 of 112.
65 of 9.
All right, here we go. 6 for Locris. 2 for Blade, unfortunate Blade, sorry. 6 for Locris. And 6 for Blade. That would be 10.
All right, as you cast a bit of spells and things, healing up those around you, I'm going to say Blade and Renwick, you guys are in the hallway. Give me perception checks.
Can I get in on that since I'm like right by the door?
Yeah, you're pretty perceptive. We'll call it with disadvantage, though, since you're in the room.
I also
20.
took a
Pardon me.
greater potion to get me up to 83.
Okay, for sure.
Nat 20 for a 28 on that perception.
Nat
rolled a
20
ni-
for a 28.
I rolled a 19 and a 17 with disadvantage, so that's 29 with disadvantage.
Very
You
nice.
can't hide anything.
High alert, man.
So, as this
We're on edge and shit.
as this bit of dolls and this combat concludes, from Renwick and Blade, you kind of see it at the corner of the eye. Logos, you hear it outright for sure. But for those in the hallway, you see a shadow, a very spider-like shadow, move swiftly across the top of the ceiling. And aside from that, you hear a young girl's chuckle, a giddy tee-hee almost. And she kind of proclaims, "Ooh, guests!" And as you see this shadow dart across the ceiling, you hear a door on the upper story slam.
I'm sure it's nothing.
Someone definitely knows that we're here now. Would I be able to pinpoint with my 29 which staircase I would have to go up to go towards the slamming door?
From what you could tell, it's a pretty loud echo, and you're still in the room. So you know it's upstairs. One of the doors upstairs for sure slammed. But I think it's not unreasonable to say that Renwick or Blade, while hearing this tee-hee, this girlish giggle, and her expecting guests, you guys would see that this shadow darted to the right. So it would appear across the hall and upstairs is where this shadow had fled to.
I think we know where we need to go now.
Dude,
Move
why
out
do
to the
we always
hallway.
have to follow the creepy things, though?
Oh, well, we could just walk aimlessly and try to figure out puzzles from paintings again.
Also, should we maybe take an hour and sit here for a minute? Because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but, we got a little roughed up and used some, we used some of a lot of our abilities, and Locust here just, I mean, again, it doesn't seem like you remember or even realize what you're doing, but you just fucking wailed on us.
Well, on you, sir. Technically.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. You wailed on me, Locust, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, what we've seen so far, do we want to go in there half cocked or do we want to go in there full strength or at closer to full strength?
Well, if we want to take an hour, I can always put up the hole.
Well, it's not like Baracus is in much of a hurry to meet us or anything, as he's proven.
Yeah, I mean, they seem just as fine to. I mean, I think this has been their goal this whole time to wear us down, so that when we meet them, we're not at our full strength. So probably give them what they want.
Logus will start pulling out his rope to throw up and cast rope trick to create the magical hole.
All right. As you guys kind of take a moment to cast a few spells and maybe take a short rest, I think that's probably a good spot to stop our sesh for the time being, fellas.
Almost definitely.
Fuck this House of Horrors.
Damn these vampires and their damn games.
It's like
So theatrical. Fucking drama, kids.
I swear the vampires are all for the theatrics.
Dude, it's
So,
like fucking Home Alone, and we're the fucking robbers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sucks.
No apt.
All right, once we get out of this house of horrors, well, yeah, I don't know. I still don't know what is fucking going on with Locris. Like, is this this house thing, or is this a new thing with fucking Locris? Just gets a bloodlust and starts wailing on us.
At least he
I
didn't
think
turn into a werewolf or something.
I mean, I do have an identifying spell.
Identify Locris.
I just think you're being a whiny bitch.
Next time we just kill Locris. He's too unpredictable down here.
I told you I was Logus's BBEG.
No more like Gladier. You freaking wailed on him.
Yeah.
Well, you ran away.
Of course I would.
We did run away. He
That's
went
what
after
Locus
you
does.
first. Oh boy.
Well, keep in touch, fellas. I'm actually going on a little bit of vacation tomorrow, so I still got to pack and stuff. So I'm
Ooh.
going to take off. You know, my video might not hit the YouTubes in the usual. You know, might be a smidge late. So I don't know if you guys were depending on that or not. To like go back and check your notes, but just for the record, it'll still be up, but just a little later than normal.
No worries, man. Enjoy your vacation.
All
Yeah,
right.
enjoy the weekend.
Take it easy. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Keep in touch.
All right.
guys.
Later,
Good night,
guys.
man. Night, guys.